I think, yeah, we're live. This is it. Good evening, YouTube. Happy Friday. Welcome to Red Line Live. This is just where we talk lots of shit about shit, basically. I think that's probably the best intro I've ever done.
Sold
ever. It's perfect.
That is the most accurate one.
My name's Nicky Dixon. I'm joined, as always, by my fellow co-host, Mike Good. Mr. Good, how are you doing today?
My head's been up my ass the last couple of days, but I'm looking forward to talking shit and getting drunk. So let's get on with it.
Why's your head been up your ass? Did you lose something?
No, just in general, like lockdowns just getting to me a little bit more every week. I'm going slightly more insane. I think I'm about 4 weeks off from like Christian Bale in any of his films.
I was going to say American Psycho or just like anything.
Just anything he's ever been in. I'm just got to be Christian Bale level mental. That's about it.
Are you gonna go off on like that rant that he did on Terminator?
Yeah, pretty much.
Schizo.
Just in Aldi because they've not been putting the beer in the right part.
That should be a measurement by doctors, like on the Bale scale. Where are you on the Bale scale?
Where are you on the Bale scale? Yeah, that is literally. Yeah, I think you've done something. I'm watching us live on my. I'm trying to share this.
You're watching us live.
Mute it.
So metal.
Yeah, mate.
So we've got at least one viewer.
I'm trying to. How do I share this now?
The bottom with the arrow.
Where's Flawless?
I'm
also joined by my other co-host, Mr. Talent, Alan Talent, as well. What are you saying, bruv?
Gong Hei Fai Choi. That's what I'm saying. Happy Chinese New Year.
Oh, happy Chinese New Year. Yes, indeed. How do you say it? I said
it right. Gong Hei Fai Choi. I think.
Gong Hei Fai Choi.
Someone was off with accent.
Yeah. Gong Hei Fai Choi, innit?
As close as you're going to get with Al.
Yeah, well, someone's probably going to correct me, but I made an effort.
I would do, definitely. That was just insane. That, mate, decent. Well done, mate. Okay,
how have you been anyway, Nick?
Linda, I've been all right, thank you, mate. Yeah, not too bad. I've been very busy. Doing a couple of studio sessions with the boys, sorting out normal shit in life. You know, looking at pictures of when we used to be able to socialise and go out and drink and crying to myself for an hour. Yeah.
Fetishizing it.
Apparently it's healthy. Yeah. Apparently that's healthy, you know. Remember that time we went out that time? Yeah, that was great.
Do you remember that time when we hugged? Like when we done
and no one had the fear of dying.
Yeah. Remember that? Remember when you could see the entirety of people's faces?
I don't remember that. That was a while ago, mate. That was a while ago, that. But mate, fucking hell, I just can't wait till this is over, man. Like,
got the live.
I was going to say the podcast.
Yeah. I literally crawl through every week. I'm like, fuck. Everyone's always chuffed when Friday comes. I'm like, fucking thing.
Not this again.
Yeah. All right. I suppose we'll do this. I might as well. I'm going to do some. I'm just going to shout at everyone that we're live just now while we're doing that. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Ask how each other have been.
How have you been, Alan?
I'm all right. I'm assuming
we have talked before.
When I told Nick how I was, and I definitely listened when you told Nick how you was. Yeah. So I feel like we don't maybe need to go over that again.
No,
but yeah.
Should we just start one of the topics while he's doing whatever he wants to do?
Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
Should we just jump straight in with WandaVision? See, so I've literally just finished it about 15 minutes ago.
That is a great idea.
Still fresh.
Well, it is still fresh, and before I've actually started drinking properly.
Yeah. Yes. That's fine with me.
WandaVision.
Okay.
That's not the song, Nick.
No, what was it today? It was that proper Boy Meets World type.
Yeah, it was like it's some sort of Avril Lavigne shit fucking kind of.
Was it not supposed to be Malcolm in the Middle?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, but I also got like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody vibes from it. Like it was weird. It was another one where it was just odd kind of amalgamation of 90s.
Well,
TV.
I think it was supposed to be 2000s, where late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, completely. You could tell with like the intro where it had that sick graffiti writing for all the names. Vision with the dot of the eye has the weird curler.
But I got Fresh Prince from that.
Same kind of. I got early 90s or mid 90s.
Yeah, I got early 90s, like 93,
right.
94.
No, Linda agrees though. Linda agrees. I mean, Mike's never really wrong. And we're joined as well by ANG. Hey, girl.
It's still there.
It chips at me every week. Linda's a big fan. She's a big fan. Right. So, what did we think of it? Today's WandaVision. Let's kind of talk about it a little bit. What happened? How did it start?
Wow, I liked. We can argue about when we think the timeline is, but I think it's late 90s, early 2000s. But the opening with you seeing the original costumes from the comics. Yeah. Like instead of it just being that little blip, and we wanted to know what it was going to be, and then it to be this weird Halloween episode, it felt nearly perfect for the storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it was really good. I think it was absolutely perfect. I think right at the beginning as well, like it doesn't even kind of like usually the episodes kind of allows to kind of digest the fact that we're in this world, and right at the beginning. You know, Vision's just like, right, I'm going off to do my neighborhood watch thing. And she goes, no, you're not supposed to. It really draws you out. We're in it 5 minutes, you know, so, you know, it's not playing about anymore. We're very much aware that, you know, she's got this whole thing written almost. It's all scripted. And he's going off the rails, so suspicion's already there. So it hooks you straight away. You're like, right, here we go. This is going to be a great episode. Yeah. And we're also joined by Pietro.
Yes.
But not as we know him. What do we think about his character, by the way? Was he come with a bit of a dick to you, a bit of a jock?
Yeah, but he's supposed to have. I think that was the complete target was that. I mean, it felt like he was playing like a slightly older version of Barry from the Goldbergs.
Yeah.
Right. So he's just an arsehole and he thinks he's the best, but he's kind of lovable for it. But he's fully aware of the situation.
Yeah.
I rated it. I understand why he was there, and he understood why he was there. It was very, very meta. So I was into it.
He has a very good relationship with the kids. So yeah, he's that fun uncle that is just he, you know, we see him laying on the couch, you know what I mean, just snoring, and you really get that kind of vibes. He's like drinking from the can with the kids and playing games. You really get like, oh fuck's sake, he's like the scruff in this, you know. There's always one. He's the comic relief in this particular version of the series. But I liked it. I think it was well placed within all of that, and I think what you were saying before, he's very aware. He's not just aware of what like the fact that she is you know, like in control of this or not. Maybe he questions it. The only one that questions it as well. How are you doing this? You know, what is happening, referring to like this world and the outward speaking, you know. So it's interesting, like, why is he the one doing this? How come?
And he's the one who even questions why do I look different as well. So I was just like, that even went, oh, that surprised me even a little bit. Like him questioning why he looked different made me think.
See, I don't feel like that. I didn't get that was him. I thought that was her that had said why. I thought she said, "Why do you look different?" And he was like, "I don't know. You tell me. You brought me here." But I feel like
but it's also the part. It's also the part when he goes. The last thing I remembered, I was short like a dog in the road.
Yeah.
And then I heard you calling me, and then I was a.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I don't feel like it's him. I don't think that's Pietro. I don't think that's Quicksilver. I feel like this is the first episode where obviously you've been saying for a while that it's probably someone like Mephisto. I feel like that's Mephisto.
Okay.
Do you know? Because I
get that.
It felt like as a multidimensional being, if you're just going to go, what does she need? I need to step in and take like a bit more of a hand and be a bit more on scene. I'll pull Quicksilver, but he pulls him from the wrong dimension.
Sure.
Mm. Yeah, I said that last week. Yeah, but I thought when you said that, I thought you meant like Mephisto Mephisto was like shapeshifted into that version of Quicksilver.
That is what I mean.
Right, okay.
He's pulled a reference, but pulled it from the wrong dimension.
All right, okay.
And also the dodgy neighbor. I mean, you see her in the intro, don't you? So he goes up to the cam goes up to a bum, and you've got, what did you say, naughty written there or something like that.
Yeah.
No,
which obviously again potential Easter egg, but you don't see her again in the episode.
Yeah, you do. You see her when she's in the car
She's
at
got
the
that
end,
white streak.
and dressed as the witch. So that makes me
it's
think
not
that
about her.
she's not, because he pulls her out of it and then puts her back in.
yeah.
So that's made me question everything what I was thinking about her from last week.
But her husband has taken more of a role or more of the role that she was taking, whereas she's like kind of looking after it. She's almost in production, where she's making sure everyone's in the right place and doing that. She's been doing that all week. She even stopped her husband talking to Vision. And then in this episode, her husband's taken more of that role, where he's going, is everything all right? Do you need something changed? Is everyone doing what they're supposed to be doing? While she's at the edge of fucking town trying to escape. So it's weird the way that dynamic's flipped.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it that way, like, to be honest. It's made me question a little bit more, but
it really is. So let's talk about outside of the, what do they call it?
the hex.
The hex. Yeah, let's talk about outside of the hex. What's going on in the base there? So we've got the guy that we all knew was going to be a dickhead, actually being a dickhead.
Yep.
And properly being a dickhead as well. And he gets rid of Rambo and everyone else, and pretty much tells them to, insults her, brings her mums into the equation.
He overstepped. She's going to punch his face out. Like, she's going to put her hand right through his head.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does that.
I liked him in episode 3. Was it episode 3 or what one really pulled us in? Maybe 4, where Rambo comes back and from the snow.
When you got the
intro.
Yeah. I liked his character. He even spelled out. He goes, "Listen, you're more seasoned than I am. You should probably be here before me. Just know that I'm going to do my best." And that you think, "Wow, what a nice guy."
Yeah.
And then he sends the drone in like a prick and attempts to kill Wanda in the last episode. And now all this, it's like, Jesus, like you're a fucking dick.
Yeah. Harry called it, to be fair. Like, after that 4th episode, Harry was like, I think he's going to be a bad guy, I think he's going to be a villain. And I was like, nah, they've done that in Winter Soldier. Like, this is WandaVision is not the season where they like retread old ground and stuff. Like, they've done the head of the fucking multinational agency, secret agency, as being Hydra. They're not going to make the head of SWORD a bad guy. Yeah. But yeah, they definitely have. Maybe not in the same way where he's kind of undercover, but he's just...
It's his perception of it, really. Because she says you're scared. You're using the last 5... What is it, 6 years? 5 years?
5.
5 years, as an excuse because you're still a coward or something. And he was just... And then he brings in a mum in it. I'm glad your mum's not alive to see you be such a bitch. So not in so many words, but that's pretty much what he said.
Paraphrasing.
He definitely didn't call her a bitch.
But I mean, realistically, you don't know what he's seen during that time, so you don't know why he's going off the rails. And really, his motivation is to get these people free. There's a whole town, like he says, being held hostage. And there's evidence that they're in pain whilst they're there as well. What Rambo's saying is we don't know that it's definitely Wanda doing this, or all of this. We know that she's controlling it to an extent, but realistically, we don't know what's actually happening in there. So we need to find that out first. I think I agree with both of them in different ways. So I agree with her, but I think she's so emotionally involved because she can empathize because of what happened to her mother and being alone and stuff like that, that she really wants to see good in Wanda. But I think it's blinding her to what's happening. And with him, I believe that he generally does care about the people, but he's just a dick. Like, he's just being a massive dick about it. There's just, you just don't have to be a dick. You can just go, listen, we'll just do everything we can. We'll utilize our agents and your knowledge and your skills. You've worked with the Avengers before. Get in there, just see what we can do. We've got some of the best minds working here. Why am I just going to send them away? It's ridiculous.
Oh, we have to quickly go back to the point with the next door neighbor when she's talking to Vision, and he says,
shouts to Smokey.
You're an Avenger.
Yeah,
and he didn't know what an Avenger was.
Yeah,
what the fuck is going on there? Like, that was the one line in the whole thing when I was just like, that's weird, because that means how much of his memory is actually missing.
Yeah.
Quick question from Smokey. He says, do you think Mr. Fantastic could be the aerospace engineer on the crypto called? Mate, I do now. Fuck me.
Yes.
Imagine that. That would be absolutely insane. And what a great opener for the next one.
I don't know. I mean,
Not as Mr.
I think we will be
Fantastic.
I think
Just
we will
as
be
we-
getting Mrs. I think we'll be getting a Reed at some point. Would they do it in a TV in one of their TV shows? I'm not sure because
Yeah, why not?
he's one of the first family. Like,
Yeah, but they've just popped mutants in it like that, just out of nowhere. Because when you think about it, even if Pietra isn't Quicksilver,
No,
he
they
isn't a
haven't-
mutant.
we
They-
haven't actually popped it in because we don't know.
They have. Billy and
What?
Tommy are both mutants, born with powers.
Aren't they called metahumans though? The same as the parents.
No, because they're born with, not adapted, not given. Like everybody else in the MCU and every other thing, not a single one of them is born with a superpower. These are the first two kids that are born with powered. So essentially, they're the first two mutants in the whole of the MCU. Then they pull Pietra in. So yeah, I wouldn't surprise me if they threw, like I say, not as Mr. Fantastic, but
As just
threw,
as
like,
Reed.
if John Krasinski shows up in the next episode, I am not going to be angry about it.
That would be great, though. I mean, it'd be great. It'd be exciting, because we can finally see the big doors opening to what's about to come.
Yeah.
They're teaching us all this. They're just playing with us the whole time. And right now, like something like that would kind of solidify a few things and really get us talking again, which I think is good. And they bided their time as well. Remember last year just going, Marvel's not done shit.
Do you think that they would do the Fantastic Four and Mutants in 2 episodes within the same series? Like that is the only thing, because they're 2 things what they could build whole, like big chunks of the cinematic universe around just them 2 things, and you think they're just going to drop them in over a space of a couple of episodes in one series? It feels too rushed. I mean, you might get, but as much as I'm thinking about it, I would like it, but it feels too rushed for the MCU.
I get it.
The MCU is worked out.
But like say, if it is just nuggets, I mean, if we went back and watched the even just the first, like say 10 MCU films, there's definitely Easter eggs in that we've missed for stuff that's coming in Inhumans or like what they thought they were going to do. So why not drop a nugget in? And they've already pulled characters from obviously other films to put them into WandaVision. But aside from like the mutants, just Monica Rambeau, obviously from Marvel, and then the cop from Spider-Man, from Ant-Man, and Darcy.
Here's the thing, right? With that argument, as them level of characters the same level as a Reed Richards?
No, obviously not. And you know how I feel about the Fantastic Four, which is probably why I want to see it more than most.
That's how I feel like a lot of old comic book fans are, like in general. They're more excited about that being done right than anything.
Yeah, I feel like Monica Rambeau is going to be that level of character, though, because they've already foreshadowed, obviously, what you were saying and I've been saying for a while, where she becomes a version of
Photon.
Captain Marvel or Photon, yeah. So they've already said that where they said, oh, it's changing your molecular structure. You can't go through the hex again. It'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't care. So it's already at a point where
we know this is happening.
Going to get powers. She's going to either have a spin-off film or a spin-off series.
Okay, so with that being said, if that's who they're building in this series is Monica Rambeau, why the piss would you overshadow that with Reed Richards? Because it is overshadowing.
Look what they did with the Netflix Marvel series, where they had the lawyer. I can't remember her name, but she was like the through.
Yeah, but if you're, what I'm saying,
seasons, if you had a Reed Richards in that was just Reed Richards, and then all of a sudden he pops up in his own film, and that's how he gets his powers. Like I say, he just needs to be the new Tony Stark, just someone with a fucking insane brain who can figure shit out. And because next to Tony Stark, he is the smartest person in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or in the Marvel.
I would argue there's someone in Wakanda what might have an argument to say about that.
Yeah, probably Shuri or someone like that.
I'm actually smarter than Tony Stark.
Yeah,
Like,
but he is that level of intelligence. He's like a super genius. So if you're going to call an aerospace engineer, who else is it going to be? You're going to call the best, aren't you?
Yeah.
If you've already been to space, which is a very big part of the Fantastic Four, which Monica Rambeau has, that's who you're ringing. I don't see it being anybody else.
I think
for you, I hope so.
Yeah,
but for me, I hope not.
I'll
You reckon
piss
it is,
my pants.
Because
I will
they've
soil
teased this-
myself.
They've teased this for 2 episodes now. We still haven't met the person. It has to be someone big. I feel like they're building us up for something.
Yeah, if
big.
it's just some bloke from down the road who she knew, and it's no one in the MCU, if it's a new character, everyone's going to be fuming.
You're just gonna be like,
No,
who's
because
this?
it depends. It depends because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of characters in Marvel have not used, which will get a lot of people popping for, like, more so than the character what's been done and failed a bunch of times. If you can get a clean slate, which is more the MCU that we know. If you think about it, no cunt in the world had heard of the Guardians of the Galaxy before they announced it again. Like outside of comic book films, like comic books fans, like it just weren't. And I don't feel. I feel that if you're going to do it, it'll be big. Like I don't feel like it'll be there. I hope not, but like again, that's because I want them done big and proper.
Yeah.
But I'm not a massive fan of the Fantastic Four, so at the end of the day, I don't really give a toss.
I feel like, to be honest, we've known that Fantastic Four movies don't pan out, and I feel like if they're going to do it, something like this would give it, because what they're lacking is substance. There's not enough time to give each character the story arc that they need to bring us in. They're not fantastic, and then they are, and that's it, and then this all happens. It feels, all the films feel rushed, despite the direction and things like that. At the end of the day, the films feel rushed. This would be perfect. This would literally give us time for us to warm to these characters, see them as humans as well, just facing normal things, their own minds, you know what I mean? And then getting their powers. I think that this would probably be Marvel's best way of telling the story. And
like
then
the Spider-Man formula.
Yeah.
When Tony shows up in Civil War at Peter's apartment, and he's like, "I've had these powers for 6 months." That's how I'd want to see the Fantastic Four done. Drop him into a couple of episodes of a couple of different shows, just as a little nugget, as a little Easter egg, and then start the Fantastic Four film with.
Shout Scott.
Cheers, Scott.
No. I'll say
Dicks
because
out
they
the
said thanks, and I'm saying no. But yeah, just drop him into a couple of episodes, and then the start of the Fantastic Four films, he's already got his powers.
Yeah.
And he's struggling to cope with it, and do that. And then you don't have to waste a shit ton of time of explaining who he is. We already know because we've seen him bits and bobs in this. We've got an understanding of who the character is. We're familiar with him, and now he's got powers. Sweet, crack on.
Yeah, that's how I'd like to see it. I think then you'll be ready for the film. Like at the last season, they've all got it. They're standing on top of a building. Everyone's, we've got fucking Johnny with flame on. We've got everything. You know what I mean? Then they're looking, and then you get your film. I think that then we'd be excited for it again. But I think they'd have to tell it like this. They need to build them up. I think it would be good.
I'd be more than happy with. I obviously want Fantastic Four as a film, but I'd be more than happy with them to do it as a season, an 8-episode stretch like WandaVision.
Yeah.
But with looking at the standard of this so far, I'd be absolutely fucking buzzing if they just went, "We're doing a Fantastic Four show."
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think it would work out better because you don't have that issue that Nick was pointing out before, where you don't have to put in everyone's origin in the first 40 minutes of a 2-hour film. It helps you if you can spread that out over 8 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's 5 characters, isn't it? If you do Doom as well, Doctor Doom as well, you've got to put 5 origin stories into a 2-hour film. No one's doing that well. We've not seen that in any other film, and especially not done well.
Yeah. This is the perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
Guardians is probably your closest finger.
Yeah, but they didn't have to get their powers. It was just a group of people that are already power coming
I
together.
know, you know anything about Rocket barely speaks about his origin. He just got tested. That's all we know about him.
Yeah, it's the only one in the MCU which is very slapdash thrown together, but it makes perfect sense. why
Yeah.
and how it's slapdash put together.
It's
'Cause
just like a
it's what
Dirty
makes it
Dozen
is. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
Magnificent Seven where they all just come together and there's just.
But
this
that doesn't work
phenomenon.
that doesn't work for a Fantastic Four when it's family and
no,
all
no.
that type. Yeah, no.
We just appreciate
It's
that
just not going to work.
and the best at what they do.
Yeah.
Completely. And we love them for it. Guardians of the Galaxy's perfect chemistry. We've got Vicky as well joining us. Shouts to Vix. Shouts to Mortality as well. Mate, merch is fucking flames. Did you see Briggsy bought one of your t-shirts?
Yeah, I saw it. I messaged him. He bought that Boys in the Hood one, which is sick. But yeah,
excited about that. He goes, I got Boys in the Hood t-shirt coming. And I was like, oh, nice. Where are you from? It was like Mortality. It was like, shout that everywhere.
Yeah, he said he said he might wear it at some point when he's on camp. So
yeah, no, shouts to Briggsy as well. Shouts to Raptor, who's just dropped a track today, which is absolutely fucking insane. I think it's called Warning. Yeah, absolutely fire. It's on Spotify just now. I don't think he's watching this, but yeah, mate. Shouts to Raptor's track. It is fucking mint that.
And that battle with Rivers is still fire. Go and watch that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Follow Premier Battles as well. Shouts to Shots. Shouts to Briggs. Shouts to Rick Charles as well. He does the photography and Rick Charles Media Productions. Amazing photography in there. He's immortalized myself and Mike Good forever. Alan, you wasn't there unfortunately, but he would have done.
I was not there, and even when I was there, he still didn't take me fucking picture.
Yeah, but
can't blame him.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I was going to shout out his streaming thing on is it on Twitch or whatever?
Yeah,
was it shoddy shots and summit lucky shots and shoddy gameplay. That's it.
There you go.
Watch that. Probably.
But he's done that. He's fobbed us off on Fortnite, so we've lost one of our best men. So, you know what I mean? There's only so much I can follow that and like it, but that's my impression. Anyways, let's get back to WandaVision because we haven't even got to the best bit yet. So Rambo gets slagged off. They all leave the facility. They very abruptly disarm all of the guards. So
when that happened, did everyone shout "woo"? Please tell me it weren't just me. When Jimmy Woo punched that guy in the face, I went "woo!" He's sick, nope. My guy.
Not shout "woo." I don't know if I've ever said that.
Well, you've never been watching wrestling, then I suppose.
Woo? I just Ric Flair popped into me head like I was.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because he punched me in the head.
Yeah,
it was, Woo! There you go. I went higher instead of deeper this time.
Nice. It's only gonna get higher. Right. So you got Woo and Rambo kicking the shit out of everyone. Then they hatch their own plan. So she goes, I know a guy. And it's like, yeah, let's go. So they go and what's her name?
Katie Dennings.
Kat Dennings, Darcy, whatever.
Yeah, she goes, I'm going to stay here. And, firstly, she goes, how comes no one informed me of the plan? And I was just, mate, that was the time I shouted at the TV. I was like, you're not fucking military trained. What would you do? Stood there and make Like, why would they
love it with your fucking laptop?
Exactly. What would you have done? Like, listen, you're a brilliant mind. Listen, love, you're a great mind. You're a brilliant mind, but never ever disrespect us like that again. There's a reason why we didn't inform you of the plan. If you can't work it out, then you're not as smart as we thought you were. I believe.
Even though she's clearly the smartest one out of all of them.
100%.
Like a mic would appear in my hands, I'd drop it and leave. Like it'd just be done. She'd know her place then. But anywho, so at that same time, Vision is once again confronted with the truth. So he meets the neighbor that I've now found out was who's dressed as a witch in her car, and she's just staring out the car, isn't she? She asks him, and what does she say? Is this the way to? She asks
the town centre.
Yeah, something in the town square, and he's like, I think that'd be in the town square, and she's like, I took a wrong turning. And
got lost.
Like, what in the town you've lived in all your life?
Yeah,
and she's just fucking fucked. It's just melted.
Then he touches her head and she snaps out of it, and he puts her back in very quickly because she's mental.
Yeah. She's like, "You died!
It was like the first episode with the boss and his wife, where she's going, "Save him." Save him.
Yeah, save him. It felt very much like that.
Save him. It's like, fucking all right. Chill out.
When it starts getting annoying, and then after a couple more, it gets funny.
I'll save them when I'm good and ready, bitch. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. After a long, in-depth conversation, Vision kind of works out that something's not quite right. So he goes, I'm going to go for a fly first. Flies up, listens to all the voices and that. You can hear the kids and shit. I think it's just outside of the hex.
No, it's inside the hex.
He just floats up.
He's gone up to see where Wanda is, where all the lights on and it's all busy. Yeah. And the further away you get from Wanda, the less activity there is and the less control. And that's what
you see all the floodlights around the outside as well. He sees that there's something like a barrier or there's an edge that he needs to go to. Yeah.
So he goes, do you know what? I'm fucking going there. Nothing's going to stop me now. I'm Vision. So he goes off and he goes for a walk and they realise Vision's there. And then
can I just ask, why does he walk when he can fly?
So much quicker.
Yeah,
he like Mike Myers walks.
Yeah.
Really just slow, purposefully and slowly. Like, I'm gonna get there. No one's gonna stop me getting there. It's fine. I can set my time. And I'm like, it's a 20-minute episode, Viz. Fucking hurry up. Fly somewhere. Come on.
He's already done the past. He's already burst about dead quick in the past when he was getting the doctor. Like, so.
Just ridiculous. I'm like, it's fucking. I've got 20 minutes. I've got to watch 7 minutes of bullshit at the end, which is just fucking credits. You better fucking get something done, lad. Just hurry up. On your
jog on.
Yeah.
Facts, though, isn't it? Man took his time.
Fucking cockend.
And he didn't get far. So he got so he breached it. So he breached the perimeter of the hex. And Elsie's coming. He's trying to give them information or warn them, to help the people inside. And then he starts falling apart. Poor Viz. We're going to see him.
He got dusted twice. He was getting dusted for a second time. Like, it was funny.
Fact. And it was funny. It was funny. How many times do we need to watch you die?
Right, so when he was walking through that barrier, did anyone else think when he walked through that, is he just going to turn into Ultron?
Yes.
I was hoping.
Yeah.
Like, part of me was hoping he'd do that and then just fuck off as quick as possible. Then, that would have been great, but we still need Ultron. He's going to pop up at some point. He needs to.
Yes, definitely. But we also discover Wanda's kid consents when his dad's in trouble as well.
Yeah, he's got some sort of Wanda's powers, but with kind of like a weird blue haze.
Yeah.
Nice. I think that's supposed to look like the Tesseract more.
Nice. Get it.
That's what I jumped to, because like the Vision's got the soul. She's got which is the red one? I always fucking forget.
The Eva.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
What is it?
What is it?
Where Minto's like.
What is it though? Actually, what is it? So you've got the Power Stone, which is purple, the Time Stone, which is green, then you've got the Mind Stone's yellow, the Soul Stone is orange, the blue one's space. The fuck's the red one though?
Reality.
Sorry.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Not me.
That was hard work.
I thought about that Gamora scene in Infinity Wars, and it was like, it's not in reality with that. It's red. I have no idea what the stones.
Yeah. Also, by the way, top-notch TV that last 2 minutes.
What's
really,
that?
really, what we just did there, great viewing.
Great, wasn't it?
Great stuff, top quality.
Mate, you said we had to be professional to make money.
You just need to drink on live.
I think we said you had to be professional.
Yeah, no,
That's not going to happen. Like,
it's not a we situation.
Put my chips on that. Ether is red.
There we go. Yeah.
But we were saying what Stone
reality.
is. What's reality?
Yeah.
Thanks, NG.
So he's burning up. That's where he was up to, outside of the finger.
Burning up. And then she goes, fuck. What am I going to do? Either I can get him back real quick, or no. Do you know what? I like this place. I'm not moving. Just going to make this bigger. Boom. And she fucking expands that motherfucking hex, and it goes on for a bit, doesn't it? I mean, they can't.
Yeah, it is not even. I thought it would end just as they passed Vision, like it was just to get him back to go behind the wall, but it went and took over the sword base, and
yeah. She just went fucking. She just flexed, didn't she? That was just a big flex.
Scenes when the two agents are running, they turn into fucking clowns. I pissed myself from the turn into.
Oh, the mimes. The mimes is the one what made me laugh. The ones that stood there like, oh, what the fuck?
It basically showed you that they really are powerless. They can't, they all she has to do is just bring this forward a little bit, and that's it. You're under a spell. It's just done.
Well, this is what I was also thinking. Was it to control, but to get Vision back, or was it to get everyone on that base under her control?
I think initially it was to get Vision back, and then she just went, you know what? You're not actually doing it again. So I'm going to put you under my control, and then you're actually fucked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think she'd gone, I need to get Vision back as a priority, but while I'm at it, it'll stop him from trying to get out again. If
While I'm at it, she said, I don't want these motherfuckers right here. I done said last time,
I was going to say, after she's got over Vision, after she's got over Vision, after she got over Vision, I think it was a case of who's the next threat. Oh, the ones what tried to bomb me in the last episode, right? I might as well take Clem as well while I'm at it.
She went out there. She gave him a warning. She said, "Do you know what?" She gave him a warning last time. Now she's like, "Do you know what? Fuck yous. You know, I told you last time. Now it's going. Now this is what happened up in here. So what happened up in this bitch." And then she expanded that shit. She goes, "I'm gonna make car clown."
When did one get recast? I'm gonna Samuel L. Jackson. He literally just turned into his character from Pulp Fiction.
SWAT van, a motherfucking popcorn car. I'm gonna make all your military base just some fucking used car stand. You know, I'm fucking you up, motherfucker. Shit. That's what. That is what's going in there. I'm gonna fuck you, man. You're some clowns. You're some clowns now, bitch.
So after the expansion, it was the next part what got me. After the expansion, and then she absolutely powers Quicksilver off.
Yeah,
she fucks him off.
She goes, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, your husband getting died twice, get he?" I'm really funny. And she's
Which
like,
I thought was the best joke in the whole episode, by the way. Low-key, like, great writing. Like, because he would say that, because he's got away with everything up to that point.
Yeah.
Like, he would say that, like, but I didn't expect that snap off her to come that quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she done fucked him up. She threw him into that fucking hate.
Don't fucked him up, mate.
She done fucked that bitch up.
What happened to you this week?
He's had 4 beers before he started recording.
I don't know what part of the world you are from, but I don't know what happened to you this week. I really don't. It's fucking hilarious. Right. Oh, that's a lot to read. Leave that up for a minute.
I didn't say she needs to get in a mate. How's that sexist? Rambo was with her. I swear to God you watch this episode.
Because you said I put her in her place, bro. That's how.
Like, she's not like military trained. It's like you didn't listen to anything. So.
In Nick's defense, this was a very, very physical part of the show, and she is not a physical character. He did say she's definitely the smartest one, but like just don't try beat anyone up.
Yeah, just don't, because she can't.
Play to your strengths, isn't it?
She's not going to watch that until like 10 minutes, so she won't get this message.
Yeah, no,
it's all right. She'll probably just fucking fast forward. It's only us, isn't it?
Yeah, she'll point out the racist.
She don't care. Linda's got like a sonar for like anything that she can stick a knee in about of prejudice. So like she's literally she's just caught up, but she definitely will have fast forwarded to the exact moment where you said something that she could pick up on. And then she's going to fast forward to the next moment when we say something she can pick up on.
You notice how it only happens with you two, though?
No, it's definitely happened with you.
Never.
Yeah.
Me and Linda are good. She wouldn't do that to me.
Have
Apart
you
from the
just
time she called you racist.
out of your memory bank altogether? Nope, didn't happen. Didn't happen to me, mate.
If I don't remember it, it don't happen. And if WandaVision's taught me anything, it's exactly that.
Yeah. To be fair, I did enjoy repaying.
If I don't remember being an Avenger, I was never an Avenger, apparently. So
yeah, I did.
So
I did
that-
enjoy repaying Linda when we was on the Tane special. That was nice. I enjoyed that a lot.
Can we not do this? This is our first dip into YouTube. Let's try and
okay. Let's
apparent.
monetize our worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Get them pennies.
Ooh, hello.
Okay.
Oh hello.
Oh, hello.
Look,
Someone's texting him. He's like,
on your phone.
I'll message back later. Anyways, got two. I'll just have to look at how I can edit things online. Right. Also, Mike said, "Wonder's vision when he can fly." I like to add, why did the boys run a human face when they felt something was wrong with their dad? They'd just been using their powers. Shaking my head.
No, they didn't run at human pace. They run to their mum. They run to which is exactly what you do when you're scared. You run to your mum. So that
because they know the mum's the one in charge of everything.
Yeah, she is the most powerful. They're just like, I'm gonna get the boss. Shit, she needs to sort this out. Probably could have fixed it. Probably could have gone and got him. But yeah, went straight for the mum.
Noted.
Well, in all fairness, how much of WandaVision we got left? Because that feels very close to the end.
I think we're done, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great episode. Where would we rank this so far? 6 episodes in.
I reckon it's probably my halfway. I think it's probably about the 3rd best episode. I think the last episode was the first. Is the best episode so far, and the episode before that, and then this, and then back to the first couple.
So
I think the first couple might have been the ones what laid the groundwork, but I think they're probably the ones what everyone's going to notice as the weaker of the storytelling, I would imagine, because not as much is going on, because it has to predict that very weird tone it's got in those first 2 things where it's setting up the oddness. I just don't think they run as smoothly as the next ones, but I think that is
that magic show is still one of my favourite things.
Yeah, it's great, but is that not the 3rd episode?
I thought it was the 2nd.
I feel like it's.
I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
No. Hold on. No, I think it is
the second. Yeah, because then the 3rd episode they're in colour, aren't they? And then the 4th episode is the snap, and then the 5th episode was last week, and then this is.
Yeah. I know. I'm happy with my run.
I can't remember. I don't know. 2nd or 3rd, definitely. Okay, cool. All right, so that's WandaVision. Great episode. Really looking forward to seeing what happens next. I feel
where did you put it? Where did you put it, Nick?
I feel like it's getting better week by week. I feel like every single week it levels up.
Yeah.
So you think this is better than the last week?
Yeah, because you got a big flex for power from Wanda, which is what I wanted to see all the way through it. So yeah, sorry, Nick.
I think this is my 2nd. I feel like this is my 2nd. I thought the one beforehand, like her walking out of the hex and putting it on them like that. I think
that was a flex. That was a flex because that was.
Mate, for me, I was just like, and the one thing that stands out as well is when they start rolling the credits and Vision's like, no, and it's like it never happens. It's not something we're used to seeing unless we're watching like a movie where they're in the film and then they say start rolling credits and you go behind the scenes and then you see the actors walking off set. That's more natural. But when you're actually seeing this, the credits rolling and then they're still talking like normal,
bickering
continues, like it's hard to kind of comply with because you never see it. I don't know if I've ever seen it. So for me, I was like, this is like, it's so weird. It's such a weird dynamic to watch. So like, and there's not been many, I don't think there's been any series of anything that's made me feel like that. Or I don't think that's definitely not in the, I don't think there's been any films. There may have been a movie, but like for me, I was like, this is just crazy. Actually, this is mental at the moment, to the point where they get into that argument and then Pietro comes. I was like, you know what, this episode's great. I can't.
I think that last couple of minutes in the last episode pushed it over the edge because it was when Pietro got popped up. I was the only point I went, oh shit! That was one where that was one swerve I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that one, and I was not only surprised and shocked by it, but happily so because I was like, oh shit! That means there's different universes. This is literally the multiverse coming full born. That's what I thought off that, and maybe not so much at this episode, but that last episode, I was like, oh, this could go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Great episode. Yeah, so it's my second in the ranking. Really looking forward to next week, to be honest. Really looking forward to seeing exactly what happens.
Is everyone enjoying the break in between episodes still?
Oh,
No,
so what was the break?
absolutely
So this one was
sorry. I thought you meant the week-long break. I was like, yeah, the advert in the episode.
No, I meant that it only being shown every Friday. Is everyone still?
No, fucking hate it. I want it all in one day. So I can sit in my pajamas and just watch it all.
I'm kind of enjoying the break because WandaVision reminds me of this. So I like watching it fresh and then coming in and like talking about it, and it gives me something to look forward to.
Because I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do that as well when it's binge watched at different paces. Because everyone's only watched this one episode today, so everyone can only talk about one thing they've watched. If it was put up all at one point. And we did this, it could be that I've finished it because I'm not working at home at the moment. And you two are halfway behind, but I finished it before you two have got home and I'm ready to talk about it all. It feels a weird community back. That's what it feels like. It's building a community again where it's making people predict and make their own plot points through everything. Yeah. And you don't get that when stuff's just dropped all at once.
I'll tell you what we should do, though. Do you remember season 2 of Stranger Things? Me, you, Vicar, Scott, I think there's a few others there. We all went round to your Scots and we started watching season 2 from like about 10 o'clock. I think we ended up at about episode 5 or 6 before I went home at like 2 in the morning or some shit like that. That is definitely when, say, Stranger Things 4 drops. The three of us should get together on a Saturday morning, start watching it and drinking, and then film an episode after, just a dead shot, like a 30-minute episode, recap episode, after every single episode that we watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think you get more... I think you get more weirdness out of stuff because you can't... You're breaking up a linear story with your own bits in between to make your own where you want it to go. And I think that's more enjoyable with this type of content than, say, like a weird normal sitcom where you don't really get that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we hate you here, so the feeling's mutual.
No,
I'm only joking.
Nick don't hate it here.
I don't hate it here.
You don't hate it here.
The biggest problem is you've picked up something that you don't like that I'm doing. So if anyone's
going to carry on,
it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah, you just need to ignore Nick when he does stuff that annoys you.
I would say the biggest problem here is that you listen to what Nick was saying.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised.
I feel like this is very much a you problem, Linda. I'm sorry, mate.
It's very much.
And everyone watching this.
If anyone's in there, we love Linda. She's one of our number one fans.
I feel like favourites is what the word you was looking for, Nick.
I wouldn't say favourite. Fuck no.
I would. I love Linda.
Yeah.
See, me and Linda are good.
I'm not trying to get in your good books. Fuck you. Right.
Linda just forgot like you.
So Nick does what he wants, motherfucker. I done do what I want.
Nick don't do what you want.
I done do what I want. Mate, in 8 minutes, Linda's going to really enjoy that. So okay, let's talk about Summer Out real quick then. So what's next on the old agenda?
Do something serious.
Okay, let's do
Gina.
Let's do this.
We done do Gina.
Yeah.
And I done Gina.
Do we want to Dundee Junior?
I want to.
Might as well, because I've got very little to say on the subject, and I think it's effective.
Yeah,
I think it's very effective. She's a cunt. Right, it's not just from this lot of posting. It's the older lot of posting. If anyone doesn't know who we're on about, what's the surname? Canaro from Mandalorian / Deadpool / Fast and the Furious franchise and MMA.
Wrestling or MMA?
No, MMA.
Wrestling.
No.
So I read the post which she deleted pretty quickly. How can you say voting Republican in all good faith is like being Jewish in Nazi Germany during World War II and not see the issue there?
It seems like something a Republican would say with someone that doesn't fully grasp the seriousness or any concept of history and what actually happened and the actual stresses and prejudices that people actually went through, not to mention the fucking thousands of deaths that occurred. Millions.
Yeah, Holocaust.
It was a genocide. Like it was.
This is hundreds of thousands, millions, right? It's such an inappropriate statement to make, but at the same time ticks the box of like why someone like her would say this, because she doesn't fully understand the gravity of the words that are coming out of her mouth. Well,
I wanted to ask, do you reckon, because like none of us are American, none of us have lived there.
You don't know her reaction, boy.
Nick Dunn did live there. He did it.
What are we saying?
I feel like I went a bit Forrest Gump when I was in America.
Yeah, everything. It was questionable, Alan. I was just gonna like brush over it, but what I want to know is the Holocaust as well known about in the States as it is over here? Because like they are the other side of the world.
Yeah, there's a huge Jewish community in America, like a huge.
Yeah,
Jewish
but
presence.
Just because there's a Jewish community doesn't mean the rest of the nation know about it. Because let's face it, there was a lot of Native Americans there, and they didn't give a shit about them.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of different, but I feel like
no, I'm on about the story, like.
Yeah, no, I'm sure the Americans only got involved because of how heavily Jewish the population was then and still is. I feel like they only got involved in World War II because of that.
See, I only thought they got involved because Japan decided to bomb Pearl Harbor.
No, I feel like they was involved before that, and that's why Japan bombed Pearl Harbor.
Well, they was involved.
It's a good 20 years since I was at school, but.
I think he was involved in the way that they would provide munitions but they weren't actually. Well, basically, he was making money off us because they were selling us all the shit that we needed to fight in a war.
Instead of actively sending troops and people to die.
And then the Pearl Harbor got blown up or whatever, got attacked, and that's what Woken the Giant, basically. And then we all know how that went. Like, but on our side of things, I don't know if it's as remembered in the States as it is over here.
Yeah, in Europe. Maybe like Europe. Yeah, I get that, but also like just fucking educate yourself.
Well, I'm not.
Like, no, I know you're not defending
I'm not
it
giving
in
because
any way,
she's
shape, or form.
Fucking terrible cunt for it. Like because
I get it.
even if you wasn't that educated, surely you should know. I can't go around saying stuff is like the atrocities what happened to the Jewish people then, when not one cunt has done anything like to you. You literally in power and got voted out. That was it.
Yeah. In a democracy, kind of not like the Jews.
From our homes, fucking attacked, beaten, raped, and then killed for their beliefs. They just weren't. They stormed.
Yeah. It's the comparing. It's the comparing. Yeah, it's the comparing of a religion, someone's religion, what you was born as, and you don't get to. I'm not religious in any way, shape, or form, so it's not what I would say. But if you're religious and you're born, you say that is part of my. It's not the same as a political view. A political view changes from week to week with information and time and context, whereas being Jewish doesn't change. Like that's
for the majority of people. Yeah, you bang on. Like it's very much built into your character from birth and your upbringing and stuff like that, which is a political. It's the same as politics.
Well, even if you're not religious, you're still Jewish. Like it's, it doesn't matter. You're born that way. It's not. Like, you can go. Like, this time I voted Labour. Next time I'm voting Lib Dem.
Yeah.
Because never vote Tory. But but it's not the two very different things to do, and to say it about a party what's just come out of power and to compare it that way is nigh on irresponsible and at worst abhorrent and awfully anti-Semitic.
Well, that's what George Lucas was abhorrent, exactly. Which he said, which is interesting coming from him. I mean, lest we forget Jar Jar Binks, but nevertheless, Alan, try not to laugh. But you're absolutely right, and I think a lot of the issues with this, and we brushed on it lightly with the Talk About It Network special that we do at the end of every month on YouTube on the Talk About It Network, Sarcasm City.
Podamercer.
He's getting better at this stuff, isn't he?
He's getting there.
I'm getting there. Yeah,
the first intro is still the best, though.
I'm not trying to. I don't want to get there, to be honest. What about but I think one thing that people in, that influencers need to understand that there's a time and a place, and if they have to say things, they need to understand that these things have consequences, and it's not a throwaway. If someone said this at a bar, one of your mates, you go, "Wait, what the fuck are you talking about?" And he goes, "No, I didn't mean what I meant was it's just ridiculous. It's And I was like, weird comparison. They can kind of explain it away, and you probably forget about it. Someone like this, it sticks. It's going to stick. All eyes are on you, and things like this have so much gravitas to it.
And she's got a history of it, like doing similar stuff as well.
Exactly. Well, exactly, and she's done similar things as well. I think a lot of people. I think when the Black Lives Matter marches happened, Star Wars was 100% behind it as a franchise, and the people in the BLM movement that urged her to do the same. So they urged her to kind of post or say something regarding this, and she referred to them. She did post, but she said she didn't post, and then she was attacked as being she was then called racist for not posting. And she said, she referred to a lot of the people in the marches as bullies, and various other things. But she says it's a big step to call someone racist because they don't believe in this particular movement, which I think there are some grounds for. I think it's very harsh to just call someone out and out racist because they don't believe in your particular views. I don't think it doesn't mean they believe. Yeah,
I wouldn't have said calling someone out racist because they didn't post about Black Lives Matter. The movement is. They might just not feel comfortable posting anything political because it might piss off someone. And maybe, believe it or not, most people don't want to talk about politics.
Yeah.
Like, if it was as simple as that, and she didn't open her mouth about it, it would have been fine.
Yeah, but she does. That's the thing. This is what doesn't help her case because she's very, she's very right-winged. So she does believe in. She does believe in a lot of the things the Republicans believe, and she's made this very clear. So I think that was why the BLM movement was asking her to post certain things. I think again with things like this is coming from my point of view, anyways. Things like this, it can be very convoluted. So there's only so much you can tweet to get your point across, and this is a massive subject. So if you don't believe in the movement but you still believe in the cause, you can't say that in a tweet. Unless you say that, and it comes
unless you video yourself talking about it for 20 minutes.
Very superficial. However, I think what she needs to add, but also the thing is, if that was how she went, like you were saying, Mike, if that was literally how her thought pattern and how she generally, she just doesn't want to talk about politics, that's her right. She shouldn't, but she shouldn't do it either way. At the moment, because this comes back to stardom. This comes back to all eyes looking on you. If she's going to tweet the difference between us saying something on a stupid drunken night with a slip of the tongue, or I say us people, normal folk, to someone in her position doing it is the fact is we're not going to offend millions of people. We're not to end a lot of her own fans, a lot of her own supporters, people that generally looked up to her, maybe people in the Jewish community, bigger ladies that saw her on screen in a Star Wars film. Let's face it, they've all been twigs. Natalie Portman, Carrie Fisher, they've all been really small, dainty ladies. She's come on, she's kicked ass. She's shown that they're not just fucking, they're like a one stroke, whatever. She's come in, she's shown that, a heavy set lady who's beautiful that can fucking kick ass and hold this show as well. And she's done it very well. And I feel like she's quite a big inspiration for a lot of those fans like that, especially Star Wars fans that probably didn't think this was possible. So what's Linda saying?
That's genuinely dead funny.
That is funny.
Right, but I would say, right, all I want to know is, right, she has a history of MMA. Are we saying she's got full-blown CTE and that's why she's mental?
No.
So you don't think she's got CTE and she's just a normal shit cunt?
I feel like regardless of whether or not you've got any health issues relating to a sport that you put yourself into, you still need to understand what it is you're putting out there. And that freedom
that's the issue with CTE, though. I know,
but if you have got that as a star within Hollywood, with the
probably get
the management that she's got, she would surely have, if she did have that, and if that was the case, and that was why she had put that out into the world, surely her management or the people around her circle would know that that was the case, and that something like that was potentially going to be put out onto the internet for everyone to see, and she'd get crucified for it, and then would have maybe slightly protected her or put a team around her to edit what she was putting out there.
I'll pull it back. Do we think we're going to find out in the future that this might be used as an excuse by certain people? Not just her.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I'm on about people.
Absolutely.
Pull it all out the bag. There'll be numerous excuses.
Pieces of shit all over the world that want to say stuff because of freedom of speech, but don't understand that freedom of speech means freedom of consequence.
Yeah.
So they will absolutely say stuff and go, "That is my freedom of speech, man. You can't say anything to me. That is my freedom of speech. I done said what I said, and that is my freedom of speech."
Why you got to lift, man?
Right? I don't know.
Why are you taking the piss out of the disabled again?
Because I went full Cartman on it, like I couldn't help it. Because Cartman don't give a fuck. He just says it. But so there is 100% people out there that will say whatever they want to say because it's freedom of speech, and as soon as somebody reacts or retaliates, go, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've got this mental deficiency that I'm unable to edit what comes out of my mouth. It's not my fault." Do you know what I mean? And absolutely 100% use it as an excuse. There are pieces of shit all over the world.
I'd have more respect for her if she just owned it. She goes, "Listen,
I'd have more respect if she didn't.
I said what I said.
Yeah, I would. I don't immediately tweet.
My respect for her will still be low, but if I hate the people that if they have these opinions and these views, they're not my views. It's not something I agree with.
Like Paula says, you want your racism out there up front, like so you know. Like you don't want it. Like
we have actually said this on multiple things. If you're gonna say something, understand what it is you're saying, and say it, and defend it. Be prepared that somebody's gonna not like it, and you're gonna have to defend what you've said. If you can't defend it, don't fucking say it. If you don't believe it, it doesn't come out of your mouth. It doesn't go onto a tweet. It's not on a post on Facebook. Like leave it alone. Keep it in your little inner monologue and shut the fuck up. Like,
you should see the amount of tweets I write and go, "Oh, the general public really don't need to hear that."
I've done it a few times, replying to people, like literally replying to people with my weird, like really dark, almost sick sense of humor, and gone, "This is going to be dead funny," and then gone, nah, they're definitely going to cry. I can't write that. And deleted it. So I've done it multiple times because that is the choice that we make as human beings on social media and the way the world is at the moment, and especially as a big star. If you put something out there, stand by it. Don't immediately delete the tweet and then fucking hide away for a few days. And then
I would say that shouldn't just be. I would say that shouldn't just be celebrities. I would say that should be politicians as well, because the amount of times politicians U-turn and wish-wash, and then because of the 24-hour news cycle, they know it's never going to get called out. Like it. But what I would say is, personally, I wouldn't fetishize this celebrity stuff that everyone does. Like, enjoy the art, not the person performing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's easier because if no one cared about her and what her opinions was, but thought, oh, she could do a job, like, she'd still have a job. Like, it would be that simple.
But that's this is like you said at the beginning. You said at the beginning, I've got very little to say about this. She's a cunt. Perfect. Immediately what I took from it, I hadn't seen what she'd wrote. I saw she's been sacked from Disney for being allegedly racist. We have to use the word allegedly, I suppose. But so straight away, I just went, Disney sacked you for being racist.
See, that was my reaction. I went, "Oh, we're gonna have a ball with this on the line." How are you getting fired by Disney for being racist?
Disney sacked you. I mean, you done fucked up. when Disney sacked
again. What the fuck?
When Disney sacked you for being racist, you done fucked up.
You done fucked up.
You done fucked up, motherfucker.
But yeah,
so
what a cunt.
That's literally. So I went, what is it? And I kind of had a look and just went, I really don't need to read much more. I've seen enough. Get out of my life. Fuck that. Just fuck off.
Just recast her with Lucy Lawless and everything would be right.
Oh, I fucking love Lucy Lawless, man.
Yeah.
Perfect recasting. Honestly, just swap it in and just put Lucy Lawless' face on her on all the release ones already. Be right.
Don't even recast her. Literally, kill the character off in the shittest way and never mention her again. Never ever mention the character.
Very South Parky. Make Chef a paedophile and then
she just didn't exist. She literally she didn't exist. She was unimportant and irrelevant, and she didn't exist in the entire Star Wars canon and franchise.
Hold on a second, because I enjoyed the episodes that she was in. I thought she's a badass. She is still watching, and I don't feel like her actions, like you said, like appreciate the art, not the person. So why should the actors complete the character?
Because
leave the character as it is in those first 2 seasons. That's
what I was saying.
Just don't reference it in anything going forward. I suppose it's like with like R. Kelly, obviously piece of shit, but brought out some decent music that we all listened to in the 90s.
Whoa!
We know he's a piece of shit now, but it doesn't change that.
I was solely listening to Limp Bizkit, NWA, and
bro, you
something else in the 90s.
You definitely went to see fucking Spaceball. Not Spaceballs. That
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
I did go see Spaceballs, but that was years later at the picture.
And listened to I Believe It Can Fly and sang it with your mates. Like, that was definitely a thing. That
just wait a second. I've never pretended to be in a boy band and sang R. Kelly songs.
Yeah,
you're releasing too much information about your childhood.
The white shirt and white pants and dancing on the street.
What else did you sing, you and your mates?
me and my mates. No, we didn't sing that. Just straight up gangster rap. Dre.
Back in the
that gangster rapper, Dre. You know. Anything else? No. Okay, we'll move on. Go on. Who else?
When you thought of 90s gangster rap, the first person you thought of was Dre.
Because I just thought, what did I own in the 90s? I was like Chronic 2001, and it wasn't even the 90s. Because it's clearly called Chronic 2001.
Well, the Chronic was in the night. Was it in the 90s?
They did the re-release in 2001, didn't they? So yeah, nah. Yeah, I done fucked up. Sorry.
You did done fuck up.
I did come fuck up. I'm really sorry about that. I am done
Okay.
sorry.
I don't think.
What's the next thing we've got to talk about?
Let's talk about him real quick.
Oh, one comes to another
let's do
cunt.
that. Yeah, let's go from cunt to cunt.
As the bishop said to the nun.
Yeah.
So,
Like a lesbian daisy chain, cunt to cunt.
Why did? So you think this scissor like that?
No mouths, innit?
You said cunt to cunt.
Yeah, daisy chain. Like a lesbian daisy chain, cunt to cunt.
Yeah, but you won't go cunt to cunt. You go cunt
Oh
to
no,
mouth.
yeah, scissoring. Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry,
Right, there you go.
I forgot.
It's good we can clear up this this valuable information.
Scissors.
Go on. Oh, okay, so Joss Whedon, yeah, he's a cunt.
See, I went back to South Park again with scissors. I'm sorry.
Joss Whedon's
Yeah, so-
been a naughty boy. He's been a naughty boy. So
No,
basically,
he's a cunt. Let's put it out there. He behaves and he just behaves like a cunt on set apparently.
so what is this? Is the thing with me because like this whole massive thing came out. So who was it?
Ray Fisher,
Charisma
Carpenter.
Charisma Carpenter.
Is that
Finn
what we
Buffy.
agreed? Is that what we agreed it was when we were trying to say it before?
Yeah, I think it's Charisma Carpenter. So she played who's it? Drusilla. Was that
No, she was Cordelia.
Cordelia. That's who's Drusilla.
Fuck, I hate that I knew that. I
You
hate
love that
myself
show, though.
for knowing that straight away.
But you
I
love
know,
that
but
show.
yeah, it's super gay though, isn't it? But like,
What's wrong with that, Al? What's wrong with it being gay?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not me.
Like,
Okay. This is what I can know.
It's fine. But yeah, I hate that I knew it straight away. But anyway, we lost Nick, Mike. He's broken again.
Mute yourself, Nick. We want to carry on calling Joss Whedon a cunt. Right, there we go.
When Nick last night flawless, that's when you know we fucked because that's how flawless loses it. And
He's had six. He's had six
Nick
beers
is
now. He's
gone. I
yeah.
remember my first beer.
So yeah. So Ray Fisher's called him out for acting like a prick.
Yeah.
Cordelia from Buffy has called him out for being a prick in the past. Hers was because she was a woman. This one seems to be because is he gay, Ray Fisher? Or is it just because he was black?
I mean, he's gay and black, so
So
that's kind of it's a twofer in it. But
yeah.
I don't. What annoys me is we know Whedon is a cunt. We said before he's got a resting dickhead face. Like no one's.
He looks like he looks like a cut dick. Like his head looks like a cut dick.
Yeah, but and a chode at that. And no one's under any illusions that this is a man who is nice, and all of a sudden this stuff's come out about him, and everyone's like, oh, "Really?"
Is it just because he's made Buffy and he made the Avengers, so everyone thinks he's going to be a nice guy? Like,
no, I don't. I think it's because he's been successful. So I think, if anything, everyone would expect that he would have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder and be a bit difficult.
You say that, but what about stuff like Ron Howard and stuff? Everyone says he's the nicest person in the world, and he's far bigger. Like he's had far more success. But that's what I'm saying. It's like he's plenty of people out there what have had a lot of success and aren't known as cunts. I haven't got a reputation. J.J. Abrams is known as a nice guy, right? And I would argue, is Joss Whedon, but even better. Like he's done everything Joss Whedon's done, but to a higher level,
and had original ideas.
Yeah,
like better original ideas.
Yeah, so
I would say
you don't hear anything like that about him, but you hear about all this on him, but you don't hear about how many big bits of work has Joss Whedon got under his belt. What you count as serious big work? Three?
Yeah, his Marvel stuff and then his TV stuff. Yeah, there's not a ton of. There's 4 or 5 maybe.
So with that type of reputation he's got as one of the minds or whatever, shouldn't he have more hits under his belt?
Yeah, absolutely. He's
Right.
got a lot. His
So
portfolio.
the signs are there that he must be a prick because no one wants to work with him.
I get that. The thing that worried me a little bit, and I will say this, is yes, we understood that he was going to be a dick. We all thought he was going to be a dick. No one was surprised, or no one in this chat was surprised that he's a dick.
No.
What surprised me, but me and Nick spoke about it before, is that no one's been specific about what he's actually said or the motivation behind him being a dick. Is he just a dick to everybody, and it's just that a woman and a gay black guy are the two people that have spoken out about it, and then it's being interpreted as being homophobic or racist or sexist?
The woman was because she got pregnant during filming, apparently.
Right.
Apparently, that's when his tone towards her turned when she got pregnant mid-filming.
He said to her, "Are you going to keep it?"
Yeah,
These were words, which is extremely inappropriate.
Inappropriate, but not
fucking nothing to do with
motivated
him.
by her gender in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, it is because only a woman could have a baby.
Yeah, but would he not have said to a man, "Is she going to
No.
keep it?" If a man had
No,
said,
because
"Oh,
that wouldn't affect the man, would it? It wouldn't affect the man from working.
I suppose not. Yeah.
No,
I understand that.
you can only ask a woman that, and it be it means that like
Like
are
a
you going to
loaded
keep
question.
it? Like,
Yeah, okay.
if you ask the guy, "Oh, is she going to keep it?" That is a completely different question than you asking a woman as a boss, "Are you keeping this because you're supposed to be working for me?"
Yeah, I get that. Like I say, I just feel like not in his defense, but for the sake of playing devil's advocate, all the reports that seem to be coming out feel very wishy-washy, and no one wants to be specific or put a label or a name on what type of aggression he had against that individual.
It does.
No one wants to come out and say he's racist or he's sexist or he's a pervert or he's homophobic. No one wants to come out and say that, which makes me kind of feel like, as from the
Not everyone
outside
can
looking
click.
in,
He's always that
outside
as well.
looking in, maybe he's just a knobhead. And he doesn't, and nobody likes him. Maybe it's not about you being black or a woman or gay or straight or being pregnant. Maybe it's none of those things. Maybe, unfortunately, he's just a prick.
And you're the ones that are going to take the brunt of it.
Yeah, and you're not the only one. Unfortunately, it's you today. When you found out you was pregnant, it was you that day and those weeks and those months. But then after that and before that, it was somebody else for a different reason, because the man's just a fucking weapon.
Yeah.
Weapon doesn't get used enough as a descriptive term for bellends. Like, if you're a weapon, like, yeah, you've got a use. Like,
to smite your enemies.
Hmm.
I agree with that. I just feel like I feel like there's these kind of loose terms, like depicting a lot of things. I think what he said to Charisma was Charisma, man. Jeez, it's hard to defend her, but anyways, like what he said.
Yeah, damn her parents for naming her that.
They definitely didn't name her that. She definitely went to Hollywood with a name like Claire and went, "What's gonna make me famous?"
The stripperest name of all time.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Crystal's taken. Okay, I'll be Charisma. Like, that is definitely a thing that happened. No one popped a baby out and went, "You know what? This baby looks like a Charisma."
I mean, the doctor definitely wouldn't have said it. He would have got arrested, wouldn't he? Your baby's got a bit of charisma. You're like, nah, mate.
They're fucking wrong, and
Yeah,
an absolute weapon.
Not something the doctor would say to you.
Weapon.
So, with that, we'll move on.
Yeah, we can.
I'll be 1 sec. I'll catch up in a minute.
All right. Let's talk about something fun now. He's gone.
Okay.
So.
Oh, while we're touching on Finger, then, or should we wait for him for the Snyder Cut talk? Because that should be fun talk. That drops in 2 days.
We'll wait for him. I think we should talk about Attack on Titan, since we're the only ones.
He did watch it. He said he started struggling after But he said he got up to where the baby scene. Like, so if you've watched Attack on Titan, you all know what the baby scene is, and that's when it starts getting better. But it has got issues with it. Don't get me wrong; it's not as good as like the animated. Like, it's just not as good. Like, but you'd struggle to put that type of that content onto film, like, and not it be absolutely fucking ridiculous. But it was things what I watched and I was like, that's really good. But the Wire stuff, like they got with the one film where we could have had some of the best wire work you'd ever seen, and they didn't do it. I was absolutely wounded by it because like that part of it is that weirdly edited and shaky cam. Parts of it made me feel a little bit sick. Like you can't really tell what the fuck's going on.
I think some of it was really good.
Yeah, but like it's just parts of it. I was like, oh, you could have had really nice wire work, like really, really properly well done wire work, but that probably would have cost a fortune. So maybe not.
Assuming we're talking Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I got bored.
Right. So I said you got to the baby part, the baby scene.
Yeah.
Did you actually finish it from there?
No, I said to Nick, I went on my dinner and I watched WandaVision. And then I thought, I've got about half hour left. I'll watch some more of Attack on Titan, and then I just couldn't be arsed. Like, it was a lot of reading, and I really want to keep up with the story. Like, I don't mind a foreign film; that's not a problem at all. But I need to know the story. I can't just watch visuals. I can't. And because I was watching it on my phone, it was like the writing was really small, and I was just like, I wasn't getting the full feeling of the film, so it just didn't pull me in like it probably would have on a big screen, like tonight, later on maybe. But yeah, I just got to a point where I was just like, no, it just bored me.
It's practically when it started off and we had all that, what looked like properly built sets.
Yeah.
And you had the soundtrack, the score. And to me, I was like, it feels like an 80s adventure film.
Yeah.
Until the Titans burst through the finger and they start using green screen everywhere. Like it threw me off how you can go from using properly built sets to just green screening absolutely everything for half of the film, then quitting back to normal sets and then back to green screen. It was just like,
yeah, you're right though about the wire work. I mean, it could have just been done amazingly. It could have been.
Yeah, it could have been, but it didn't cost a lot to make in the scale of things, and I imagine wire work would be quite expensive. You probably would have took a lot of that budget up. Like,
do we know what the budget was? Because the CGI in it was decent, you know. Like for a 2015 film, I mean, it was 2015, wasn't it?
2015, yeah. No, it's 2015.
So, like, 5 years ago, like, the CGI is good, you know, like, it's decent. Yeah. I was very weirded out immediately by the fact that all the naked people didn't have dicks or fannies and nipples. Like, I was straight away, I was just like, oh.
It does explain why that, though, doesn't it?
Kind of like Barbie, Ken attacking the city, like it just
with the big wide mouths. All that stuff's really uncomfortable to look at. Like,
it was just it felt very uncomfortable, which I get is a great thing to have in a kind of a horror, fantasy, sci-fi, whatever it is, whatever genre that falls under. But yeah, it just didn't do anything for me. I think I went into it as well expecting like a 90s manga on a film, and I just didn't get it.
Yeah, I think you do towards that, especially that last act.
Yeah,
I think it's wild. Like, it's what happens in that last act is
it's great,
batshit crazy. Like, that's the stuff what I thought would never be able to be put onto film.
Yeah.
Like, because of what it actually. If you describe what's happening and go, could you film that and make that look proper, or would you need to have it as a drawn animated cell for it to make any kind of sense? It's a weird valley where it crosses it and you're like, well, it's just uncomfortable to look at.
If we could just while we're talking about this as well, NG shouted out her film of the week, which was Tokyo Ghoul, which we all said we'd watch on the last episode of Facebook. Unfortunately, none of us could find it, Amy. None of us could. buy it. So we struggled. So we did. I think he pointed out Attack on Titan in the same episode. So he thought we'd pay homage to one of the things that you said you like, and we'd watch that instead. So that's why we're doing this review. If you've got any other pick of the weeks, guys, for films and stuff that you'd like us to watch and talk about, Alan will definitely try and get through one of them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He does like films, believe it or not.
Like, I really
For
do
the amount
like
he just
films.
stops watching.
It's the first one where I've gone, I just can't do this today.
Luther
But
the
I
Geek.
No, I watched Luther the Geek all the way through.
No, the other one.
No, that was the one where we all started watching a different film. That was
No,
the
I
one.
watched the right film. Facts is, I watched the
Oh,
right
hang on a minute.
I
If
got-
watched the same
I got me
film
and you to watch the film I wanted to watch.
Yeah, I was going to say, if two of us watched the same film and you watched a different one, I would argue that we watched the right film.
But
You was in the wrong.
miraculously. It's weird how you'd still make that argument despite knowing the truth. It's just miraculous.
Yeah, it's almost like he's a Republican.
Yeah. Yeah, almost.
Almost.
Yeah. I think that's
What's that about? Why?
just Republican, isn't it?
Fake.
Can we just shout out as well Kiko Mazura, who played Mikasa in
Sorry, what was that? He broke up because he's doing something with his microphone.
Sorry, I'm knocking the cat out. I do apologise.
All
That's
right.
very
I
unprofessional.
just said we need to shout out Kiko Mazura, who played Mikasa in Titan.
Okay.
Right.
You fancy her then?
I didn't say that. Just said I think she's a very prominent
Very, very talented actress.
Yeah.
model as well. Okay, then.
Talent.
So the next thing that we need to talk about, the Last of Us.
Right, I'm going to be upfront. I've never played any of them, but I'm all down for Pedro Pascal in anything horror related at the moment. Fully in for it.
Yeah.
I'm 50-50. I'm very on the fence about it. So
What about you? Yeah.
Ninja don't hate this. I don't hate the idea. I really mate, I do not enjoy the concept of that. I don't see the point in the same universe potentially.
After
Yeah.
1 minute.
Mhm.
Yes, but we know Joel, we know Ellie. We already have a feel for if you've played the Last of Us 1, if you played the Last of Us 2, you go through so much with these characters. They're already embedded in your mind. To have anyone portray these in real time, it's already thrown me out of the story. I'm going to see a parody. That's all I'm going to see. I'm going to see these guys attempting to play these characters. I'm never going to see them as the characters. It could be directed, shot, and acted so well. It's never going to be the same for me because like the game was like playing a film. It was like playing a nice long horror movie. Not even horror, post-apocalyptic movie. And the journey between these two, that these two characters go on, and the friendships that they build and relationship that they build, and the different people that they meet along the way. You've already heard this story, and it's an amazing story, and it's told so intricately. It's told beautifully. There's scenes in there, throwaway scenes that you just do whilst walking that the live action will never capture. Ever, because we won't be on the journey long enough for them to do this. You won't be engrossed enough for this to happen. So therefore, I don't see how it can work. I like the thought that they're trying it. You know, Pedro Pascal's done amazingly as Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't fault the guy at all. I just don't see why. I don't agree that they should be bringing back these characters because we've already seen their story journey.
Yeah, we've seen it, we've played it, if not even just seen it, we've been a part of it. We were in that story. For me, if it's different characters, fine. As long as they've got a clear, defined arc and idea of where the story is going to go, I'm okay with it. As long as they don't Walking Dead it and just run out of ideas and then just start throwing tigers and shit at the screen. And just going, we'll kill them. Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, yeah, we did. We killed him. Oh, no, we didn't. Like, if that happens all the way through it, like The Walking Dead, then I'll soon get really, really fucked off with it. With Pedro Pascal, great in The Mandalorian, questionable in a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
I liked him in Game of Thrones. I did not like him in Wonder Woman, and I did not like him in. I'm trying to think what else he was. What I've just the other films just popped into me. Oh, Kingsman, Golden Circle, awful.
Pedro,
acting.
we're still talking about Pedro.
Awful acting in that. Awful acting in Wonder Woman. Great acting in the 2 seasons of stuff that I've seen him in. So TV, he seems to work quite well with. Films, not so much.
So he's in Narcos as well. Have you not seen Narcos?
TV again. So TV works quite well for him. Films don't don't seem to be his thing where he can show.
Last of Us is going to be HBO, isn't it?
Mm.
Which he's had what two roles on HBO already.
Yeah,
2 roles he's done well. He's got all the backing in the world behind him at the moment. It feels like literally everyone loves him at the moment. I don't think he can do bad.
I think he will do his very best. You might even see the best Pascal that we've ever seen, like on television, because he knows the gravity, of the competition that's on with these. I mean, the twice in a row they've won Game of the Year awards twice, like back to back for The Last of Us 1 and 2, and there's a reason, and the voice acting is absolutely phenomenal. The directing and the cutscenes, or just the actual visuals, and whilst you're playing, are just absolutely intricate. The story writing is exquisite in The Last of Us. For me, it feels like I just don't see why. I don't feel like it's, and especially these characters. I was just saying to Alan, we've seen this journey.
I was going to say, do you think it's going to be the gameplay, the stuff from the film, or do you think it's going to be set in the same universe and have nothing to do with the games, but be within that universe, which makes more sense?
I tell you what would work, Nick. Obviously, Mike won't know this because he's not played the game, but if you pick up Joel's story after the first 10 minutes of the first game, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone that wants to play the game because it's fucking sick. Just go and play it. If you pick up Joel's story after the first 10 minutes, before he meets Ella, you've got a good 20 years there of story to dip into.
That's true.
Where he's just the baddest bastard in the world, and he gets a reputation for himself, and he's ruthless, and he goes to a really dark place.
So it could be a prequel. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so it could be set kind of in between. Well, yeah, kind of at the first 10 minutes of The Last of Us starts with Joel and his story, and then it skips about 20 years, and then you pick up with where he's meeting Ella, and then their story together continues the rest of the vast majority of the game.
So you're on about just that first
part
where you're away.
Before we get to Ella, if we're just concentrating on that story, that could work if he is that character. And I'd actually quite like to see that, thinking about it.
I would.
I think I saw someone else has been casting it. I always forget his pissing name. The guy what's just been cast as Blade?
Oh,
Mahershala
Ali.
Yeah, I think he's been casting it as well. The Last of Us.
This is the thing. This is it's. There's no doubt that this is gonna be an interesting running series. There's no doubt. They've got so much content to work off, so many things that we haven't seen. Yes, potentially they could go back to Joel at the start. The thing is, for me, it's not the character. It's never going to be the character. It's not going to be Joel's. It's not the Joel we've seen. It's not the Joel we've played as. It's not the Joel we've heard about. It's not the legend. It's going to be Pedro Pascal playing this character. It's taken automatic. There needs to be an element of realism. There needs to be a connection with me when I'm watching things, and I need to be immersed in this. I've already been immersed in that world, so portraying it in a different way is going to automatically push me out of it because I know the story. There's nothing that, even no matter what they go through, the threat for me is unless they change it completely, which again I don't know whether it be a good or bad thing. But for me, the threat is minimal. Whatever happens to these guys, I've seen their journey. I've seen the relationships that they make. I've seen the hardships that they've gone through. I already know Joel's backstory. I know Ellie's future.
Has he actually been cast as Joel, or has he just been cast in that? Has he actually been released who he has actually been cast as? I just thought he's been signed up to a role, but he's not actually been released. Who was playing?
Hold on, let me find it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not looked, to be honest.
I'm going to be in that. I'm going to be the counter to you two in this because you two have played the game, so I'm going to be the one what's going into it cold, which is
you'd love Joel's backstory.
Scout to star as Joel in the last.
Oh, as Joel. The only thing I can think of is it's got to be that weird. Well, not technically a prequel, but his backstory. Like it's the only thing. Because if it's anything what's on in the games, we all know games to film fail.
Yes.
Name one what's really.
Yeah.
Name one what's really changed that. Like it doesn't work. Right, so we've got our little bus out of that, but there's not many, so I can't see HBO going, so what we could do. The thing that no one else has ever done properly. No, they're smart enough to go, oh, so everyone likes what they heard about his backstory. Let's just show his backstory.
Sure. But
because then he doesn't really, because if he doesn't dictate what's going to be going on in the film and in the games as well. So he doesn't really have.
Yeah, that's the only problem I've got with it is that
Eddie's been cast.
You
cast in it,
yeah,
so it's good.
You know, he's making it till the end. Like he ain't.
Yeah,
having said that, when you cast someone like Mahershala Ali in it, as far as I can remember from the first game, there are no big, tall, imposing black guys within Joel's circle of friends or within that kind of group of main characters that you see.
There is, and the most one of the most emotional scenes in there. Not imposing, I guess, but there's someone that he meets in the first game that gave us one of the most.
Oh yes,
yeah. Again, but this
when
is
he
the
goes
thing
to get the battery for the car.
Yeah. The guy with his brother. Yeah. With the other little kid. It's
Yeah.
Would you say that is the part worthy of Mahershala Ali though? Like, are you going to get someone in for a bit part? Like,
no, it's not a bit part in the game. To be fair, what I'm saying is right. If he's playing that character, then yes, his story would be fucking insane, and it will bring you to tears. But what I was kind of thinking is if they cast a really strong cast around him, like Mahershala Ali and some others, and it's people that we've not seen in the game, and it is sat in between that sort of 10 or 20 years, whatever it is, then at least you can sit there and watch it and know, yeah, Pedro's living, but all these people that you're going to become attached to are not safe.
Yeah, because you can use the same argument about Rogue One, because we all knew what was going to happen in Rogue One. Like, we all knew none of them were getting out because we know what the start of A New Hope is. Right? So you can't say it's going to affect you because Rogue One is still the best single storytelling in the Star Wars cinematic films.
I've never played Rogue One. I've never been ready.
No, I'm on about as a storytelling device, because you said Joel, Joel's going to live all the way through it. But what I'm saying is, in Star Wars Rogue One, we knew none of them were going to live.
It's not about life or death. It's how the story's told. For me, it's the journey. I don't care who's going to live or die in it. They might.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if it's the journey, it shouldn't matter if he's Joel or not. It's like he's a lot in there. What mustn't have been covered in the games. Surely.
This is the thing. This is my problem. I've already been on the journey. I feel like I've already experienced it. Like the key elements. It's like doing it again. Even if they go back to it and revisit it, it's me redoing a journey that I've already gone through and enjoyed. But in my interpretation, I can't see how it could be done as good.
So no prequel should be made. No, that's what I'm thinking. Like, is it a case it's because it's a prequel and you've already been on the story with the characters?
No, I think what he's saying is he loves Star Wars, but he didn't need the Solo film.
No, I'm not. Take Star Wars out of it. I'm on about
but that's it, because that is it. Because that is getting a character that you love, that you grow to love. You see his full sort of story arc. You really attached to that character, and then you get a story that's told before. When you see that character, you need to see about that, and then you get this story told before that is shit.
It's not even if it was done well. It's still not your interpretation. But this is the thing. It's not. It is that. But it's also like watching Mike, you're gonna hate this analogy, but it's like watching Lord of the Rings. You've gone through this whole thing, yeah, and then someone goes, I'm going to do a series about what they did in between that. Nice one, Mike.
Yeah. Don't talk about it then, yeah.
No, where Frodo and Sam stopped. Yeah, let's just like recast it. Like, who cares? We've already done it. We've done the whole thing.
Lord of the Rings did kind of do that because they went, look at these
The
three
Hobbit.
films. Remember these 3 films that you all liked, and remember this third
There's
one
another
that
3
won the most Oscars out of any film ever. Yeah, we're going to make 3 more, but they're going to be shit.
Is it? Because the 2 characters are going to be joining again. It's just retelling the story.
Well,
And
isn't Bilbo in The Hobbit? And then he's in that. So I would argue it's basically the same.
Almost. Legolas is also in the
Because if you think about it, because you know Bilbo from Lord of the Rings has got a lot of wild shit in his past. If you've not read the books, you won't know what he's done. All you know is he's done a load of wild shit. And then you get The Hobbit, which is a bag of shit.
Facts.
So I get it from that point of view. From Nick's point of view, is that I don't need to see the cool shit he says he's done because he said he's done it. I don't need to view it.
Yeah.
Because it has never lived up to what I build that up to be.
And if they do retell the story, I've literally been these characters in this story, in the story perfectly told in Fahrenheit. I don't see how it could be better. The best thing that it could be is on par, but all that means is that I've already done it. Like, it's just as good as this, but it doesn't.
Could it be after the films, after the games, even? Could it be set after the games? Like, because I've never played the game, so like, could it be set after the games?
After the first game.
The answer is no.
Oh, okay then. So, but there is a point where it could be set what isn't covered by a game. That's all I'm getting at.
Only if all of Pedro Pascal's scenes are flashbacks.
Well, it's been done before, or it was a dream. Like, it's all been done before, hasn't it? Let's face it.
Mike.
It could be. I'd appreciate that swerve. He just the last scene he just cuts to is just Pedro Pascal washing his hair. He's just been having a shower dream. Like, it's fucking incredible. That'd be.
But I think at the end of the day, we'll have to see. I might be turned around by it. I really hope I am. But for me, I just can't see how I'm going to. I can't see how I'm possibly going to enjoy it as much as I did the game.
If nothing else, I think we can all agree visually it's going to be pretty fucking special.
I think so.
I don't even think visually. I think where HBO benefit from is that they can say what they want. Yeah. It's always the scripts which are the best thing about HBO. Always. Like because they don't have to worry about people saying, "Oh, you can't say fucking shit" in the same sentence. Like, they can just go.
They've got creatures in there called clickers. I mean, if they've done what these things are fucked up. They can't see you, and they communicate to each other just making clicking sounds. And
like bats.
If you literally move to
echolocation,
they know where you are, and then you're fucked.
Is that not like the Quiet Place as well? Is that not how they?
Yeah, a bit, but just with these fucked up zombie things. But mate, again, giving me. But this is what I mean, man. So these things gave me some of the most terrifying, genuinely terrifying scenes that I've ever played. Like,
so you think
you don't have any ammo. You're literally crawling through the darkness, trying not to make a sound when this motherfucker just walks past you. In real life, you're like, fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know how.
Punch him! But so what? Oh, because like we said, I've not played the games, so I'm not going to play the games until it's out, and then we'll be able to see what your reaction is as someone who loves them games compared to my reaction is just someone who likes horror films. Sure. Like in horror. Not just horror films, just horror aspects in general. Yeah. I think I've got a feeling that I'm probably going to enjoy it more than you and Alan.
I think so, but it's like watching a movie based on a novel without having read it first. You're always going to enjoy the movie better.
Yeah, like because I watched Fight Club before I read the book, and I love that film, but if I'd read that book first, I think it wouldn't have made anywhere near the same type of impact on me.
It's exactly the same. It's like that. You feel like the book will give you so much more, like you're actually experiencing it than a show. It's the same for me.
But this is the thing, because it's HBO again. Maybe we don't have to worry about that because HBO can basically get away with doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, pull something out of the bag.
And because they don't have to worry about time frames, they can just go, right, we can let this run for as long as possible and make sure we fill it out properly, like they did with the first 4 episodes of Game of Thrones, and then they do the 5th one, and then
that's the danger though of HBO, that they can go, we'll drag this out for as long as we want to, and then
how many HBO series do you think go past 6 seasons?
Probably not many.
You'd be hard pressed to find 5, I would imagine. Like, they're not one for having continuous running because they know where their money is made is by getting new, fresh stuff in. And that's why they was always turning stuff around in the 90s and stuff. They thought it was bad horror in action. And then they thought, oh, no, we actually need to pump a load of money into stuff and start making more realism. And that's why they started pushing out The Wire, Sopranos, The Deuce later on. But, like, it was a very, very noticeable turn in HBO's output at the end of the 90s. And I think it's only going to benefit because they know stuff has got a time limit before stuff gets called shit. Like, they know there's only so far you can go before everyone hates it. Like, you'd rather have something be cult famous for decades, like The Sopranos, than be like The Bill, which runs for fucking donkeys and no punk gives a shit about. But that is literally that is literally the difference in American TV.
I've never had
The Bill.
I'm a wrong.
One with Reggie. Go on, Reggie, son.
I'm not wrong. If HBO made The Bill, it'd be far fucking more entertaining.
Yeah, it would.
Like,
all right. Moving on from The Last of Us.
The
We spoke
Bill.
about it yesterday. Moving on from The Bill. What games, I think Alan said, what games would you want to see made into movies or TV shows? He gave
Time Cop.
Time Cop was a movie.
No, but you like the game. No, Time Crisis. Sorry, Time Crisis. Not Time Cop. Time Crisis. That was the best game on the PS1.
No, it wasn't.
That one. Yeah, he was sick.
No, it wasn't. No, it was sick. It was a sick game. It wasn't the best game on the PS1 though.
I don't think Metal Gear Solid is the best PS1.
You name a better first-person shooter where you had a gun and the PS1.
Out of the Dead.
No. Turret, you didn't have a gun, did you? You had a controller.
Turret.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you had the controller, but you had the controller for Time Crisis as well.
No, you don't. We already had guns.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm thinking, right, hang on. So you
could
said
use
Time
it for
Crisis,
Time
and I heard Time Splitters.
So, no, Time Crisis.
Different game. Yeah, but even so, Time Crisis. Yeah, I can go to Namco in Trafford and play that on a Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. That's how fucking good it is. What year was that put out?
I'm
right.
I think when I got my PS1,
mid-90s.
Yeah, early to mid-90s. Yeah.
Right. So, and it's still in Namco now.
And it's still in Namco.
So,
yeah. We can still go.
I'm telling you, it's one of the best shooters. You used to have like Satan's Hollow. I used to play it constantly, but I preferred Time Crisis. I thought it was a better game.
Yeah, but to be fair, Alien what was it called? Alien
Trilogy.
Yeah, was also a great first-person shooter.
Yeah, but you didn't have the gun.
You didn't have the gun. No,
that is the issue, though. I'm saying that was that good because of the gun. No, because that was a trilogy game again, which you didn't have a gun. You only had a controller, which pointed the gun.
You could use the gun on the every second level on the Die Hard 2
levels. That makes that game sick, Joe. When you can only use a gun every 2 levels, you prick.
All right, fucking. Let's have a fucking Time Crisis. I'm trying to think what else is better than Time Crisis that you can use it. Fucking Duck Hunt.
My game to film is Streets of Rage.
I appreciate that.
I want to see that film. I want to see a whole city gone bad, just like RoboCop, just fucking shit up. There's absolutely lawless, and then these three dudes just go, "Do you know what? We're just gonna go and fuck everyone up." Like, fuck
so
it.
it's RoboCop meets. Oh, my mind's gone fucking blank. Fast and Furious.
Kind of,
but with bikes.
Maybe.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
To an extent,
I'm in for that.
These guys, apart from that one car that comes up and goes and then fires missiles at everyone, that has to be in it. You know what I mean? This fucking psycho that just blows everything. You know, but mate, I want to see that. I want to see the three guys just walking across the city, just kicking the shit out of people for the whole film until they get to the big bad in the building. They just kick the shit out of him as well. It's fantastic. Casually eating chicken and picking up weapons. I want to see this.
Why was it always chickens? Like whole roast chickens as well. I never understood that.
I don't know.
They did not have like protein bars back then or some shit like that.
I feel like if it was whole roast chickens, like a ham, with like a skewer through it, like a loaf of bread, like a whole loaf. Like it was. I think it was.
Actually, I've changed mine already. I want Golden Axe.
See, this is exactly why I asked the question. Because I'll tell you why I asked the question. Because of all the filmmakers that are working today, like a lot of them, especially the more up and coming ones, are of our age or slightly older. So 80s, 90s video games is exactly what they should be making. And they're picking up stuff like we got Tomb Raider in the early 2000s. Why?
Far too early.
Yeah.
Far too early.
Too early. Too shit.
But but Tomb Raider made a load of money in games, so that's why it was basically made.
Yeah, it did. And everyone was like, "Ooh, sexy tits, big tits, big ass. Let's get Angelina Jolie in. She's got big tits and big ass. She'll be great."
Basically,
yeah, like that was literally the whole thing. That was the whole reasoning behind it. Tits and ass, that'll sell. But
Dead or Alive.
Yeah, exactly. That again. Dead or Alive, Street Fighter. I'm not saying Mortal Kombat because we all know it's incredible. What did you say, Nick, the other day? Mario Brothers?
Oh, mate.
Super Mario Brothers.
Like Assassin's Creed, Warcraft, Doom. Oh, Doom.
I loved Mario Brothers when I was a kid. And I rewatched it, and I was like, "What is happening?"
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all. It's so boring.
Who plays the lizard guy, the blonde one? Dennis
Hopper.
Why on earth has Dennis Hopper agreed to do? Like, do you know what you're going to be? Just a weird pervert. Yeah. I'm like, okay, so I'm playing myself. Maybe I've got it. I answer my own question. It don't matter.
But yeah, there's so many bad ones. But then when you look through,
be awesome. I would happily watch Golden Axe.
Yeah, because when you look through the Sega slate, right, they even made Sonic the Hedgehog. Like they kind of dipped their toe into it, but they dipped their toe into the wrong bit. Fuck off with your stupid blue hedgehog.
They made something for kids. They should have just made an adult thingy to appeal to the people who remembered it.
Stop making things for kids because the kids don't know what a Sega Mega Drive is. Whereas all the adults that are going to take their kids to the cinema know what a Sega Mega Drive is. So make films for them. Make Golden Axe. Make Streets of Rage.
To a film called Streets of Rage. I wouldn't. Not the way I'd make it.
Road Rash.
Outrun.
Twisted Metal. I retract my statement. Twisted Metal is my film. I would. Oh my god!
What me?
But I'd also want a Metal Gear Solid Fit game, but only if Kurt could play him.
Yeah, we've done that.
That seems.
It's called Escape from New York
and Escape from LA. I need,
and to an extent, Big Trouble in Little China.
Big China. Basically, anything John Carpenter did with Kurt Russell is.
But there is so much. There's Double Dragon, Beastmaster,
There's been a Beastmaster film.
Shinobi. Like there are so many. Yeah, that Beastmaster film wasn't Beastmaster the game, though, was it? That was,
In my head, it's just Chevy Chase in that weird costume from Community.
It is a cult classic. It's incredible, but it's definitely not the game. But there are so many that they could go. This could be a massive, big series or a film, and they just went, "Now we're going to make these, and we're going to just make them shit." Because they just no commitment whatsoever, and just went, we'll just do this. So they basically made. They could have gone and made Italianita, and it'd have been just as good as all the other films that they've made.
Do you know what they should do? They should do a massive, like, really big, Bejeweled, like, film. Where it's just like massive fuck off jewels just dropping out of the sky, just smashing things.
Candy Crush.
Like the shit version of Battleship.
Yeah,
that was that shit one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Battleship. That was Rihanna in it. What's that?
And Liam Neeson.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else there is. There's so many that was absolutely terrible.
What's yours?
My film, Beastmaster
game.
Beastmaster would be
my game's a film. Yeah, I think that'd be a sick, really like it could kind of CGI heavy, but a really sick way of telling like just a dead linear story, just with a guy who can turn into any kind of fucking animal so that he can kill the fuck out of you. Yeah, I'm into it. And he can either punch.
But you make it as a horror film,
kick you in a really great animation.
You just make it as a horror film, an out, bloodthirsty horror film.
Yeah, just like an American Werewolf in London, except he's not just a werewolf; he's also like a panther and a bat and a dragon.
So he's a skinwalker.
Like he can.
He's a skinwalker.
Whatever he needs to be to kill you, that's what he's going to be. Sunshine.
Fire ant, fuck it.
And I joked about it before, but they've made films about like trolls and shit like that. Make a Lemmings film. I want to see.
I'd watch a Lemmings film.
I want to see a kids Lemmings film with a load of really kind of manic, depressive, but in a comedy, in a comedy way.
So it's me killing myself.
Like comedies have done it before. Look at Inside Out, where sadness is literally just sad, and she's just really sad all the time, and she's kind of miserable, and she brings everyone down. Imagine a film with 10 of that character. Or with slightly different character tropes, just as lemmings. They're all kind of just pulling each other from the brink at different parts. So they've all got different. It would be fucking hilarious.
That's just modern capitalism, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Mike. Well
done. Thank you. Woo! I'm going to get another beer. Back in a minute.
A Lemmings film, I don't think would go down well.
I think it would. I think it would. I think, I suppose, if it was done right, if it wasn't just like poking fun at mental health, and just like, oh, look at this, we're going to laugh at these people. Like, if it wasn't poking fun at it and rather highlighting the dangers of it.
Very strong kind of suicidal elements here. I don't think there's any way to tiptoe around
Not necessarily suicidal, but definitely depression. Like it could hit like a lot of really great animated kids films do, where they hit on adult subjects. It could do that in a really cool way, where it, like I say, it highlights that mental health is a real thing, and with the right group of friends or lemmings around you.
You can get
through it. You can build up to the next level.
Who needs to do this?
You can dig through that bedrock. Like
who needs to make Lemmings is Trey Parker and Matt Stone. They're the only ones that could tell that story and still give it heart. They're the only ones. That's the only way that.
No, I don't think they do it respectfully.
They would. They would give it so much heart. They would give it.
That would not be a kids' film.
I said it wouldn't be.
No, that would literally just be lemmings just killing themselves in a plethora of horrific ways.
They'd give it a decent story and they'll give it heart. I said it couldn't be a kids' film if they did that. I think they could do it really well.
No, but the guys who did the Lego movie, who almost did the Solo movie, they could do it quite well.
Why did they get kicked out of the Solo movie? I forgot.
Because they made it like a slapstick comedy, apparently. And like Lucasfilm went in and went, nah, this ain't it. And it was just like, but we done filmed all of it already. And apparently, they just didn't like it at all. That's when they brought who Mike mentioned before. I can't remember his name.
Mate face.
Thingy from Happy Days. Fucking hell, what's his name?
Hey!
Not the Fonz, not Arthur
okay.
Fonzarelli. What's his name from Happy Days? Who directed the end of Solo, or redirected Solo? Who you said before?
We literally just talked about him before, Ron Howard.
He made Ron Howard, yeah.
We literally just talked about him.
like Richard, I can't remember his name.
Guys,
that guy.
Just because it's getting late, and I would like to get the last bit done.
Okay.
So the last bit. So I came up with an idea. I came up with a concept. So if anyone doesn't know, my big thing for 2021 is empathy. Putting myself in other people's shoes. It started, and I'm doing this at the moment because there's no human contact. So I'm doing this through film. So we did Beauty and the Beast, which I can speak on behalf of everyone, was an absolute pleasure to listen to. My daughter's still spoken to me since then, but we're hoping soon. I watched Jurassic Park the other day. Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park, written by Michael Crichton. It is a great movie.
It is one of the best films I've ever seen in the cinema.
It is absolutely phenomenal. Even now, it still gives me goosebumps. Granted, the CGI hasn't necessarily stood the test of time. However, I still remember how it made me feel when I first saw the Brachiosaurus. And I went, fucking hell, that looks amazing as a kid. And it still brings back that emotion. The writing is perfect. Each character, every single character plays their part immaculately. So well, and they all work together. Not one person in there feels out of place at all. I love it. I love that film. However, I rewatched it the other day, and it was the first. It was the second scene that you get. It opens with a gentleman being attacked in the park whilst trying to cage a raptor or get a raptor into the closure. However, the next scene, you see the lawyer, and he's on this kind of barge that's being brought in by one of the diggers, and he's there to meet John Hammond. But John Hammond isn't there, and the lawyer goes, "Why isn't John Hammond here?" And he goes, "He wants to be with his daughter. She's getting a divorce," which made me go, Timmy, or Lex, but necessarily Timmy in this. This kid's parents are getting a divorce. So let's just talk about Timmy's journey in Jurassic Park for a second. So it starts with that. An emotionally broken child. His mother and father do not want to be with him. This is what he thinks. He's 11 or 12 or something. But this is his mental capacity at the moment. He's already fragile. His granddad goes, "Do you know what will cheer you up?"
Dinosaurs! Fuck off, dinosaurs!
Yes, I know, Rachel. I know, put a smile on your face, little Tim. Come down to the park. You come and see a couple of dinosaurs. So Tim, a dinosaur enthusiast, goes, "Do you know what? I'm going to relish this chance." So Tim comes down to the park with his sister Lex. First thing that he does is he meets one of his heroes, Alan Grant. This guy proceeds to hop from car to car, ignoring this kid before shutting him in the kid, which provides comic value to the film, but at the same time, another male role model in his life that does not want to be. So anyways, he's put in this car with his sister and the lawyer. Now, driving through Jurassic Park, they don't see many dinosaurs apart from the Triceratops. A big storm hits the park. They start to head back, but to get back, they need to stop outside the T-Rex enclosure. This is where the vehicles stop.
What do you do? Yeah,
hey? You'd have to go to the T-Rex. You'd have to.
As you do, because obviously there's somewhere you're going to stop in a storm in the dark.
That's where you can stop. So that's where
you stop where the goat's going to be murdered.
Yeah. So we witnesses he's one of the first people to witness. He's the first one to witness. Yeah, absolutely. So he sees the goat get ripped in half. Then the T-Rex then escapes the enclosure. But before that, the lawyer runs away and goes to the toilet. The third male in 24 hours. To leave
the film in this way, but I
Best death ever.
leave him by himself. To absolutely leave him for dead. Right? So then he and his sister, he has to deal with his dickhead sister who decides to shine a big fuck off light in at the T-Rex's eye, attracting
In it directly in his eye as well, frick.
So naturally, lo and behold, they get attacked through the windscreen. So he almost gets killed by this dinosaur, right? Literally, a thin pane of glass being the difference between life and death, right? So he's holding this up. The T-Rex is attacking them. T-Rex then proceeds to roll the vehicle over till it's upside down and stamp on it, slowly crushing him and his heel.
Pushing him into the mud.
That still makes me feel uncomfortable.
His sister is then rescued by Alan Grant, leaving Tim still in said vehicle. Alan Grant then, not going back for Tim, then puts his sister on his back and then proceeds to abseil down the waterfall, leaving Tim pushed over the edge of the cliff and onto the top of the tree. Now, Alan Grant finally gets around to seeing if Tim is alive or not, miraculously survives this fall, right? But stuck in the Jeep on the top of the tree, right? So Alan Grant rescues him, but the vehicle then proceeds to fall down said tree, almost crushing him again. He then gets sneezed on by a Brachiosaurus. He then afterwards, he almost gets trampled by a flock of Gallimimus. And then after, when you think he's had enough, he can see home, that's great. Climbing down an electrical vent, he gets no less than 250,000 volts of electricity through him and basically pronounced dead. He's then given the kiss of life by Alan Grant, right? So he then, again, miraculously survived. Okay, this is less than 24 hours, all right? This is a 12-year-old boy, right? He then is left again. He's then left into in the sanctuary, left with food and cakes and stuff with his sister.
Jelly.
left safe. And Alan says, "Wait here, you'll be safe." Walks away. Are they safe? Are they fucked?
The most dangerous dinosaurs turn up at that point.
You could ever see. I mean, this guy has survived everything thus far, and then two Velociraptor come in, so thus giving us the famous kitchen scene, right? But another scene where his life is in mortal peril at the moment. Again, at this point,
because
of his sister, because it's a dickhead sister, right? So at this point, he then scrambles for his life, manages to miraculously. His sister leaves him. He bolts for the kitchen, the raptor on his fucking ass. He trips up, manages to push the raptor in the refrigerator. His sister's screaming behind him. Finally, they get that enclosed into the refrigerator. Believe it or not, now that they've managed to kind of sort the situation out themselves, Ellie and Grant arrive. Thanks. Yeah, no. It's done. Thank you for showing up 10 minutes too fucking late. Right. So, anyways, Ellie, they say you'll be safe with us. Come to us to the IT room. A raptor then jumped through the fucking screen in the IT room. Once they almost attacked in the IT room. They walked through the vents where they're attacked once again, and finally, they're in the main lobby of the Jurassic Park foyer, where again, believe it or not, they're attacked. Right. So, climbing down this giant structure of a T-Rex, a raptor jumps on it. Everything gets askewed. Timmy is then dropped by Alan, not let go, dropped by Alan Grant. He falls no less than 10 to the floor. The ribs come crushing down, almost killing him again. But a rock just stops the ribs from actually crushing him in this scene. Okay, again, survived. They then see another Velociraptor who's just about to pounce on them. Tim's thinking, thank fuck, because at least if I'm dead, at least it's all over. So Tim's relishing this, but no.
At least it died and dead.
The Rex comes and saves him from all of this, right? The same Rex that pushed him over a cliff comes and saves his life again. They get off. They eventually escape in the helicopter. If I was Tim in that helicopter, I would give my granddad, John Hammond, the most stank eye I could actually produce. I mean,
Is that it? You wouldn't uppercut him and go, "What the fuck are you doing, Granddad? Dinosaurs shouldn't be made again."
I would wait till he lands. I mean, I was watching this. I think this kid goes through some shit in this film, like single-handedly. Not all of them collectively do not go through half of what Tim went through by himself in this movie. And a lot of it almost killed him. He did actually die at one point. He died in this film. This is what happened.
And no one really acknowledges the fact that the guy was dead, like, at all during the whole film. Like, oh no, it was such a go for a bit, but a fully grown man put his mouth on that kid's mouth and
to wake up Alan Grant tonguing him.
put his wife into him.
At the end of the day, mate, my empathy for this week goes out to Tim Hammond, because fuck me, that kid is a boss. He survived everything. He should get a t-shirt. He should say, I survived Jurassic Park. But no one will ever understand what he had to go through. Watch it again. I guarantee you, when you watch it, you think, fuck me, actually. This kid.
It's definitely a different way of looking at the story. Like, I get it.
He should be a supervillain. He should be a supervillain.
That should be Jurassic Park 2. Is him grown up to be able like
riding a T-Rex about.
Like, just controlling loads of raptors and just like, yeah, kill you all, motherfucker.
I think that's what they tried to do with Chris Pratt, but it just made it look shit.
Yeah. So, I didn't fully understand the assignment.
Neither did I. All I understood was get someone from Jurassic Park and tell you what his life was like after the film and during the film. Mine was all right.
No, that's not what I thought.
That's exactly it. Like that was my fault.
Okay.
Timmy wouldn't have survived his teenage years.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I just was like, get someone from Jurassic Park and compare them to someone now.
Okay, you guys, your own interpretation.
Right, I'll do mine. Like,
okay.
my guy is Dr. Ian Malcolm Smith. I don't even know if that's his full name, but that's what I'm calling him. Ian Malcolm Smith. I don't know why I put that. But
Right.
Dr. Malcolm, the one, the man, the myth, the legend, the sexiest Goldblum alive. and all he's uses is issues what he brought forward from Jurassic Park to get more pussy. That's it.
Yep. That's his life going forward.
That's his life. Like, he's like, I've seen a T-Rex. Suck it. That's it.
Which is supported. To be fair, he's supported by Jurassic Park 2 when he's just naming everyone. And he's just smashing left, right, and centre like he is. Yeah, he's knee deep in poon. Like, I get it. Yeah,
but yeah, anything with my man Goldblum, like,
he would live a better life than Tim.
Absolutely. In all fairness, it's not hard.
A better life than that.
It sounds like Tim and Kevin McAllister would have a sick torture group together.
Absolutely. Imagine that film, that crossover. Fuck
yeah.
Me.
Right, just them two just going to town on each other. Like, fucking hell. Wild. Alan looked at the camera very sternly.
Whoa, that is the way I interpreted what you just said. It's a very different film.
You'd still watch it though, wouldn't you, Al?
Just them going to town. That's not it. No.
So it's torture born, crossed with Brokeback Mountain. It's just them two being sadomasochists to someone on a mountain somewhere.
They just wanted a whole.
What's your...
Oh, see, mine's no better because mine's John Hammond. He's kind of it's no better. So I looked at it. I was like, who can I compare out of this film who's like someone in present day reality? And I was like, well, John Hammond is definitely like a 93 version of Elon Musk. Like he's 100%
just about to break the money with PayPal.
He's just this multi-millionaire dickhead who's like, I know I know what's the worst idea in the world. Let's make a park to kill people. And then Elon Musk, like in present day, is like, I know what's the worst idea in the world. Let's send people into space and blow them up. Like, it's just, my mind straight away just went multimillionaire, dickhead, doesn't give a fuck about other people's lives, even if it's family. As long as I'm going to make some money.
See, I would compare him with Wayland Joe from Wayland Corp from Aliens. That's where my Elon Musk.
Also,
Wayland is worse, like so much because he generally didn't give a fuck. Like
we don't know what he'd be like. We don't know what Elon Musk would be like in 10 years.
That's true.
I feel like there's an argument to be made that John Hammond does not give a fuck. Like
he
you
wanted
just
to
said,
recreate the whole ice cream scene was the fact that he wanted to recreate the flea circus that was real. He didn't want to give people something that they would be imaginary. He wanted to give them something unimaginable that they could pretend that they could. He says that they could touch. The first thing that comes to mind is, I don't want to touch a velociraptor.
Yeah, I'd pet one.
Exactly.
Only if he had feathers, though.
Yeah, this is how much he don't give a fuck about how he cares about making money and nothing else. Is that he wants the park to survive so much that everything fails. The electrics, the gates, everything. The cars don't work anymore. His grandson and granddaughter are out there, and he's like, "Yeah, it's okay. Let's just get quietly.
We'll lock ourselves up in this room,
without letting the lawyers know. Let's just quietly bring them back. No one needs to know. It's okay. We'll be fine."
Yeah.
Like he does not. All he cares about is success and money, and that very much to me just went Musk.
Yeah, I get that. In 20 years, I could see him doing something similar.
Yeah,
but with like giant octopus or something.
Like, yeah, we're going to go
because
to Mars, and there's just going to be a giant. There's going to be kaiju all over Mars.
Just Mothra sitting on top of Mount Olympus or whatever it's fucking called.
He's recreated all the kaiju all over Mars and just gone, yeah, if you want to come to Mars, that's fine, bro. You might blow up, you might not. If you get there, you're going to get it.
Oh, yeah, but before you get there, you have to go through a meteorite belt.
Yeah. Just like a weird kind of Space Wars kind of like roller coaster through the meteor shower before you get to Mars. If you end up getting there and survive, guess what? You're probably going to get it. If you don't, you'll die because we've not built stuff properly. We said it was proof. It's actually not.
So it's Total Recall. So it's actually more Total Recall.
It is that is that guy where he cares that little about life that he's just going to half-ass everything if it's going to make him a few extra £1 million.
That's not John Hammond.
That is John Hammond.
He says spare no expense.
Spare no expense because you've got to make spend.
You got to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
That's what John Hammond's like. He's like
fucking capitalist.
Because like I'm gonna earn billions, bro. You're talking in millions. I'm talking in billions. Like that's John Hammond.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. The man done made loads of money.
Can we all stop saying "done" in the middle of sentences, please? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Done that. Done though.
Unknown. I love, mate. I love the story arc of Dennis Nedry. Just moving away from Jurassic Park, but even now, I think as an adult, I appreciate that so much more. He's basically the villain in Jurassic Park. John Hammond's the villain, I guess, like overall. But realistically, the villain is
the liar.
Sorry,
it's the liar. The liar is always the baddie.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
The lawyer was there because he was doing an evaluation of the park because the first guy got 8 and he wanted to close it down. But then the lawyer gets corrupted. But when he first sees the Brachiosaurus, he goes, "We're going to make loads of money with this place." But Dennis Nedry,
so he's a liar. He was a liar about it.
Yeah, he's the stupid one.
If the liar just went, no, stop playing God, no, bad boy.
Yeah, nah, to be fair,
started spraying him with a water pistol. None of that would have happened.
if John Hammond wasn't paying his IT guy minimum wage, maybe he wouldn't have had to sell trade secrets, bro.
That's true. And why would you hire a fat guy like that? Because they're never trustworthy.
No, but they are usually when they're that much of a virgin, probably good at computers.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing because they will sell stuff.
It is if you want them to program your computers.
No, you just hire Samuel L. Jackson.
No, he didn't make it.
No, he didn't. He didn't get any respect because of the color of his skin. Like Hammond wasn't into it. No, Hammond was not into it because clearly Samuel L's character was better on computers and knew more about the system and was more intelligent and level-headed, and yet he had the second-rate job.
In the famous scene before Dennis Nedry, before it cuts to that scene, and I quote,
he's a genius, but
Jurassic Park back online without Dennis Nedry. Word for word.
Dennis Nedry is the intelligent one. Like he's the one what runs everything. But he's also the one what you're paying $14 an hour.
He got paid fuck all.
Yeah, like right. He got eaten by quite possibly the campest dinosaur you've ever seen. Every time I see it in my head, all it is some guy going
the jazz hands dinosaur.
How am I, baby? How am I, honey? How am I, right now?
Don't get me wrong, he fucked him up, but he didn't half look camp at the start of it.
It did.
Mate, the Dilophosaurus still fucks me up, that little playtime thing. Like that scene out. So it's kind of disturbing if you think about it.
Yeah, because he reminds me of Brody. Joe, when he's playing, like trying to play stick with him outside, and he's like, and he's acting like a dog. He reminds me of Brody, loads. Like, because he's just playing dumb. He's playing dumb, and then he just jumps on his face.
It's like that whole time, even when he's playing it, after you've seen it a few times, you just think all he's doing is just sizing him up to kill him. He's just looking at how he's him. Yeah, I mean, it's
just like, oh, what are your size? Oh, I can eat you.
You're gonna die, yeah.
He's literally looking at him the whole time.
Why are you throwing your weapon away from me, you knob? What he's thinking. Okay, I'll fuck you up now.
Yeah, that's stupid. All right, film of the week will as well.
It's not called film
of the week.
It's called Pick of the Week, and there's a song that goes with it.
Pick of the week, one, pick of the week, pick of the week, pick of the week, pick of the week. Woohoo! Yay! Mike's getting involved as well. Hey,
that's why
only because I am kind of drunk now. But I've actually got
beat him, join him.
I've actually got a decent one. I haven't actually watched yet, so I'm going to watch it during this week. It's 40 years old as of Friday, I think, just gone. No, it's Friday today, Wednesday. Sorry. It's My Bloody Valentine, the original slasher. It's not the original slasher, but it's first generation slashers. It's based in a coal mine. What else is that? It's fucking great. The remake is fucking dog shit, but this is what sets the standard for a lot of the tone for a lot of slasher films going forward. If you haven't seen it yet, watch it, but remember it's very, very early. Well, it's very early 70s, like 71. Like, so it's very early in the genre as a whole, but it stands out. I think it stands out better than a lot of what people like Camp Sleepaway and stuff like that, which people count as really, really big, like slasher genre. But that is it's up there with Friday the 13th, Halloween. It's literally tip top if you're into slasher films.
Yeah, I am.
Right.
Yeah, I'm into that. I have never seen it, but yeah, I will definitely.
I've seen it years ago. I was a big fan.
It's great work. It's well worth watching. But like I said, it's very of its time. So if you know what an early 70s slasher film is, like it is that. But I will argue it's probably a darker, more serious undertone to it than a lot like. Especially like Friday the 13th and stuff like that. But
you know, I got that like years ago when I was in college, and I decided to, and I got a whole bunch of I used to go through phases where I literally just get DVDs, just random ones that I'd not heard of or not seen before, and that was one of them. I got the Puppet Master trilogy box set just because it was nice. I don't know why, because I love it. I fucking love it even to this day. and I picked up Brain Dead for the first time as well.
Fucking great.
I saw that. Yeah, absolutely fucking. I was just like, mate, these are great films. I'm loving these. You know what I mean? All old school, but just old DVDs, man. But yeah, man, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, My Bloody Valentine's my pick anyway.
Sweet.
My one is Scarface.
Nice.
Flash, yeah, yo, yo, give me yo, mate. I love it. Inspired by City, GTA. It's one of my favorite Al Pacino films. I love it. It's got so many quotable.
Has everyone watched the proper version and the BBC version? Please tell me everyone's seen both cuts of it.
Oh.
When he asks, like, how did you get your scar? And in the BBC version, he says, I got my scar from eating pineapple instead of pussy, but it's really badly.
I've never seen that version.
It's incredible because like he cuts bits of it out. You're like, what the fuck?
That's like one of the best
if I can find it, we should all watch it because when you're drunk after knowing the proper version so well, you're like, why? That you edited this a good 15 years after it come out.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Like, say hello to my little illegal firearm. Oh, fuck, why, man? Oh, mate, I just love that film. I love the soundtrack to it. It's so 80s, isn't it?
It's so Miami. It's so Miami.
I love the character, like you say. So many quotable moments, man. It's just it's just a great film. It's one of those films that I can put on at any point, and it always surprises me. It always makes me laugh at those scenes. Like I love the shootouts as well. The chainsaw scene sticks out. Just everything, man. I watched it the other day, and for me, it's just like the scene in the club where you see the guy wearing the mask and he's doing the do. He just gets wasted. Yeah, man. I'm always clapping on for it. But if I was there, man,
the old dance identically the same as well. When you watch it, it's weird.
It's crazy, man. But no, Scarface is fucking ace. It's a
great film. Alan?
Mine is I went old as well. You know, it's weird that we've all gone quite old with these this week. I went with Clue. I needed to be silly and funny and
Tim Curry.
Yeah. I just needed to just be stupid this week. So I went through like a few comedies where I was just like I just want to laugh at stupid shit that most people won't laugh at. That it's not even really funny, but I find it funny. And Clue is one of those films where I'd still go to and just go. If I just want a bit of joy in my life, that's where I'm going. I'd shown it to Harry a couple of months ago. About the start of lockdown, actually, it was a few months ago. And even at his age, like he's only 12, he even appreciated the humour because it still holds up. However many years it is, like the early 70s, I think it was made. It's just a great film.
Really was it made after Rocky Horror? I think it was made after Rocky Horror.
I honestly, let's have a look. Just one sec. Oh, so it was.
I want to say it's made after Rocky Horror.
Yeah, so it was 85. So it was later than I thought it was. Rocky Horror feels like it was 82 or thereabouts.
Earlier than that.
Rocky Horror.
Energy shout out Battle Royale.
Right, yeah. So I was watching when we was watching Attack on Titan. I was like, I wish someone just picked Battle Royale because it's the better version of this. Battle Royale is maybe the third Japanese film I ever watched, and that was the one what got me hooked, like deep. Like when I watched it, I was like, wow, that's fucking mint. Like I've never seen anything quite like that before, apart from maybe John Carpenter on his weirder days. Like
I don't think I've watched Battle Royale, you know. Amy has already texted me to say we're no longer friends, so I feel like I'm okay saying this. But I actually don't think I've seen Battle Royale.
Yeah, it's incredible from start to finish. Like,
watch it. It
Yeah.
makes the Hunger Games look like piss water.
Yeah, like-
because when I was into manga and stuff like that, or even like Eastern cinema, it was early like 90s when I was a kid. So I was watching things like Devilman and Fist of the North Star, and I'm trying to think what else. Akira, Ghost in the Shell, like shit like that. Like I went full manga, and then I love you too, babe. So I went full manga, and then like nothing else kind of shown up on my radar. So I don't know when Battle Royale came out, but it definitely isn't. It isn't one I've seen.
What I say, it's mid to early 90s.
So it was around about when I was watching it then, and when I was into it, but maybe just not the live action stuff.
I watched it really young.
I haven't watched it in about 4 years, maybe 5, but it's the film. What a lot of films seem to rip off.
Yeah,
like
Right.
just straight over. If it's not a
Like
whole
Infernal
genre, like Hunger Games is that, but shitter. Like
Right.
start to finish, right? But it'd be parts what have been nicked, what I've been using other things like the collars,
yeah.
the explosive collars.
Right.
Yeah,
So that
That started off in that and not nowhere else. That was where it, and everywhere nicked it after that one death scene and that. So I'm not going to spoil the death scene, but you need to watch it so you know which death scene we're talking about.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Well, again, random picks, all kind of classics there, including Amy's pick. But I think all really good. I think we've got some absolutely solid fucking picks there. I'm happy with that. Right, decent. Okay, guys, so we're going to wrap this up. We've spoken for 2.5 hours. We've chatted on. We've nattered on for 2.5 hours. Guys, thank you very much for watching and listening to our drunken mayhem and nonsense. Make sure you tune in. We're good. Did you enjoy YouTube this week, boys?
Yes. I'd like to know who Smokey was. The guy with the guy/woman with the Fantastic Four question, because that type of stuff. Because I didn't even think of that.
Man was quite clearly our kind of people.
Yes.
Not guys.
Even if we might not be their kind of people after watching all of this. We're definitely that type of people.
Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. Do comment, do like, do subscribe, do share, and shout us out to all social media platforms and all that bullshit. And tune in if you guys have any ideas for content that you'd like us to talk about. Send us a DM, Facebook, Insta, Twitter, whatever. Make sure you get watching and liking and all that shit. I think I've already said that. Yeah, and
6 times.
This is the shit where we talk about shit.
Yeah, and this is the shit we talk about shit. Exactly that. Guys, good night. Thank you.